SSS free SSS.
Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. 1 2 3. 1 2 3.
greatest music ever recorded.
98.1 and 1410 AM. We're playing the songs you grew up on. FM 98.1
is an Eagle Media Sports presentation.
North Platte High Sports on NorthPlattePost.com. FM 98.1 and AM 1410 are brought to you by
The Thompson Agency, American Family Insurance, Kings of Heartland, La Casa del Rios, Dave's Place, Cole Jonathan with High Street Insurance, Hal's Lock and Safe, State Farm Agent Bobby Holst, and Motion Handboard. He'll step back, rolling to his right. Caden Johnson looking, throwing to the edge. Exactly open. Also brought to you in part by Bill Summers, Ford, Honda, Nissan, Great Plains Foot and Ankle, The Fortifying Group, Larry's Glass, Shelter Insurance Agents, and Brett Rogo, Puro Clean. As Savannah Gold now makes your way the third base with 2 down. And now 8 to 9. So covered, also brought to you in part by Great Plains Health Sports and Therapy, Jay Engel with Farm Bureau Financial Services, Runza, Double Dips, Merrick's Ranch House, Mid-Plains Community College, and Sichuan Famous Food Sushi Bar.
Here's the voice of the dogs, Paxton Gordon.
Welcome, everybody, here to Seacrest. It is time for some football. FM 98.1, AM 1410, Paxton Gordon here. Football, and some more football is what I'm hearing between some hollers and some talkers, because North Platte High takes on Lincoln East today in the second game of the season. North Platte High currently 0-1 on the year. Lincoln East High School currently also 0-1. They fell to Elkhorn South last Friday, and what was a blowout in that game, unfortunately, if you're a fan of Lincoln East, 30-7, while North Platte High School, of course, in those really miserable rain conditions, fell to Kearney and the Bearcats 38-0. Our quick stop pregame show is here at the moment on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and as always, live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com. Bulldogs had a pretty tough task, as we all know, going up against Kearney High just a week ago, but unfortunately they didn't get the upper hand in that matchup. They really struggled in that game offensively, recruiting less than 100 yards of offense, and just struggled to really find any momentum on their side of the football field. Though the defense, well, you can sit there and say gave up 38 points, probably had its strongest performance or one of its best performances to, in my opinion, to start all year when it comes to the side of high school football. And to be honest, as we all know, when you first start a new season off and you start with a new team, a lot of fresh faces, defense is always going to come along easier than the offense. And I feel for North Platte High, that is exactly the case that happened there. They were very, very, very much better in terms of defensively what they were trying to accomplish and how they were trying to accomplish different things. And now it's up to them to see if they can turn it into a victory today. All the lessons they learned against Kearney High School a week ago, can they turn that into victory today? Lincoln East, on the other hand, boy, they sure had themselves quite a troublesome game last week against Elkhorn South, where, as I said, they fell in that game 30-7 offensively. A team that last year put up some big numbers against North Platte High School in that RPO offense, really struggled to find anything going against Elkhorn South, losing again 30-7. Ryan Manning led the way, 10 of 16, 129 yards. He did have one touchdown before the game really got out of control. Rushing-wise, really, really poor rushing attack. They did have 81 team yards, only averaging 2.9 per carry. And then passing, they did throw for 170 yards thanks to a big 2 catches from Landon Lingenfelter, who did have a 63-yard touchdown catch from Ryan Manning. And if you take that away, it was a pretty poor performance from Lincoln High or Lincoln East the rest of the way. Now, can they turn it around themselves and pick up a victory? Well, we're all going to have to find out again here on our Quick Stop pregame show. 27 locations open 24 hours a day. Quick Stop always open right around the corner. We'll, of course, have our coaches interview up next with one head coach, Kurt Altig, again, talking about that Kearney game went just a couple of days ago, and if they are able to turn it around here against Lincoln East, pick up their first win of the season, which is always a question and always a good conversation. Can they do it? I think they can. Really, offensively, you just got to get one foot in front of the other. You need to be a little more physical, and if they are able to do so against a team like Lincoln East, which also seemed to have struggled in their first game of the season, you might be able to pick up your first victory of 2025. We'll, of course, see that and more when we come back here to Seacrest Field, FM 98.1, AM 1410, live streaming on our, of course, Cedar Room live stream, or PlattePost.com.
Save money at the pump at Quick Stop with the DinoPay app. DinoPay offers contactless payment using your preferred debit or credit card. The savings add up with 12 cents per gallon and even more on Tuesdays and Thursdays with rollbacks for savings of 15 cents per gallon. Savings with Sinclair DinoPay, saving you at the pump. Don't forget Frazzle Gourmet Slushes and For Real Shakes and Smoothies. Gourmet coffee at everyday low prices on your favorite beers.
Hey, high school students, why wait to start college when you can begin transforming your future for free? Mid-Plains Community College is now offering free tuition for dual credit and early entry classes beginning this fall. Get ahead, save money, and transform your future while in high school. Talk to your high school guidance counselor or visit our website at mpcc.edu. That's mpcc.edu. Students are responsible for all course-related fees and must attend a Nebraska high school or Nebraska homeschool to qualify.
For over 85 years, Farm Bureau Financial Services agents have built relationships with you, one conversation at a time. And we're as committed as ever to providing you with that level of service. As part of your community, we're here for you, answering insurance questions and helping make sure your financial goals are on track.
Platte, visit Jay Engel at fbfs.com/find-and-agent.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
When the leaves start falling and the temps start dropping, do your windows keep the cold out or let it in? From foggy panes and drafts to cracked or outdated glass, Larry's Glass can help you cozy up your home before winter hits. Repairs, replacements, even custom storm windows. Call Larry's Glass in North Platte today and stay warm, safe, and energy smart all season long. Larry's Glass, 211 West 5th, where quality meets clarity.
This is the Bulldog Pregame Show from FM 98.1 and 1410 AM. Presented by Quick Stop. Always open right around the corner. Quick Stop.
Hey everybody, Paxton Gordon here, Quick Stop pregame show. It is time once again for our La Casa del Rios interview. I'm joined as always by Coach for Platte High football, Kurt Altig. Coach, it's good to see you, and you know what? We too moves pretty quickly. You ready to once again rock and roll, but this time get your first road game underway?
Yeah, we've focused all week and talked about it's a little odd for a 4:30 game, but it is what it is. We'll take it, and we're just focused on improving those few things we need to improve from last week, and going to Seacrest and getting the win against Lincoln East.
Yeah, all athletes are creatures of habit at this point. You talk about how rarely you guys do get a 4:30 game. Get two of them this year. In terms of your coaching oddity, would you prefer games to be at a normal start time that people get accustomed to so it doesn't throw off their rhyme or rhythm? Or do you think it maybe is sometimes a little better on these long road games to get off in an early measure?
Athletes, coaches, we're all kind of creatures of habit. So, it would be preferred to have a 7:00 game, but at the same time, we play a 4:30 game. It seems like at least maybe once a year. So, it is what it is. We'll adjust, and we just leave school a little bit earlier in the day, and then we get home, instead of 6 in the morning, we get home maybe around midnight. So, all things that we can adjust to, and We're not necessarily focused too much on start time. Just, when we go out and, whenever the game kicks off, that we go and unlike last week, we actually compete and put ourselves in good positions to be successful.
Speaking of last week, tough loss to Kearney to open up the season. Knew it was going to be, a battle between you two, and you knew Kearney was going to be a tough opponent, even if this was game number one of almost completely two teams that have a whole bunch of new players on the roster and really getting starting time underneath the lights. Really take me through not only your evaluation of what happened last week, but maybe what kind of went astray offensively for you guys.
We got handled pretty well. One of the most disappointing things that we looked at on film was the fact that we just didn't meet their physicality up front on offense or defense. They kind of controlled the line of scrimmage, and with the type of offense and defense that we play, them controlling the line of scrimmage really put us in bad positions. But at the same time, obviously we didn't. The way we lost is not our brand football. But looking back on the film, it's just a few things here or there. It was one guy not getting his block, or one guy not being able to make a tackle that kind of opened the door for him, which are all good things. That's stuff that we can coach up all week. It wasn't necessarily a scheme thing one way or the other. It was just about us coming out, being more physical, being the guy to get the block to spring us, or be the guy to make the tackle to keep them back.
And that's what me and Jeff Smeltzer, my co-host, were kind of making that observation. For the past couple of years when we talk about some of these games with you, it was one big play here that really sprung the game open, or as we talked about, letting some guy on a blown coverage get open. But really, it didn't feel like, again, you guys were the ones making the big mistakes. It was just slowly but steadily these small little things that are easily able to get fixed. That's what led to the ultimate, Kearney long victory.
Yeah, it was just execution wise, we talked to the guys. It was nothing that on film that Kearney hadn't done before. It was stuff that we had practiced, throughout the summer and the beginning of August. And it was more just about our guys, going out and executing, our game plan, and they just didn't do a very good job. But again, it's a few coaching points here or there that we worked on all week. And after reviewing that on Monday, we've been all eyes ahead and focus on going to Lincoln East and making sure we come out of there 1-1 instead of 1-2.
That you love to hear. Now, again, another thing that I thought was very noticeable. I think the first time in, almost a year, maybe year and a half, no turnovers on your side offensively. You always talk about the changing of the guard, the new guys maybe having that clean approach that not the other teams have had when it comes to facing teams like Kearney or some of these other squads. Do you feel like you felt maybe that new, I hate to say new approach, but if the new guys actually kind of maybe helped with your, I won't say jinxing, but the fumbling and the turnover issues that you guys have had the last couple of seasons?
That's a lot of stuff that we've worked on, the last couple of years. And I think, with a young team, you're always worried about turnovers. And we did a really good job, last week. Everything wasn't as terrible as you thought. Special teams, we did decent except for, that one snap late in the game. And then, our penalties, we had, one penalty where a guy just lined up offsides, and then we did end up having one turnover late in the game where we were just kind of trying to throw the ball downfield, but for the most part played well. We held Kearney to 3 and out on their first possession. Their second possession, we turned them over, which we haven't done against Kearney for a while. It was just a shame that at that time we couldn't take advantage of it. But, if we can continue to hold on to the football and, not make silly penalties, that definitely gives us an advantage, but we still have to go out and execute our offense and defense.
All right, Coach, we come back, of course, on our pregame show. We'll jump into our Owl Walk and say keys to the game here against Lincoln East.
Time at Bill Summers Ford Honda Nissan during their kickoff sales event. Score big with winning deals and tackle fall savings on over 300 new and pre-owned vehicles right on the lot. Don't miss your chance to drive home a victory. Only at Bill Summers Ford Honda Nissan. Ready to score? Stop out today or visit BillSummers.com 24/7. And you'll be a winner.
Experience the new Great Plains Health Sports and Therapy Building at 120 West Leota in North Platte, featuring Nebraska's first zero-G 3D unit for advanced balance training, pediatric therapy suite, therapy pool, hand therapy center, and sports performance gym. Call 308-568-7456 to schedule your appointment today. Great Plains Health, comprehensive care for recovery, rehabilitation, and performance.
Looking for a trusted insurance provider with years of experience? Fortify Group is the solution you need. For over 3 decades, we've been serving local farm and ranch customers. But did you know we also provide home, auto, and commercial coverage? As an independent agency, we work with multiple carriers to find you the personalized options and level of protection you need. There's more info at fortifygroup.net or stop by and visit with me, Kevin McGann, in our new location at 621 South Dewey in North Platte. And as always, rely on Fortify.
Dave's Place is back.
That's right. Dave's Place is back open, but this time at a brand new location. Come check us out at our new Dave's Place, just north of Walmart at 502 East Francis.
But don't worry, we haven't changed the best of Dave's Place. So the best wings in town. And the best pizza, too.
And the family atmosphere you always want. Just at a new stop. Dave's Place is now open at 502 East Francis in North Platte. Dine-in, carry-out, or DoorDash.
Whoop, whoop.
This is the Bulldog Pregame Show from FM 98.1 and 1410 AM. Presented by Quick Stop. Always open right around the corner. Quick Stop.
Welcome back, everybody, here to our La Casa del Rio's coaches interview. Head coach Kirk Baltic joins me. Game number 2 of the season. First game on the road as you'll be traveling to Seacrest for an early kickoff against Lincoln. Take me through, even though it's been one weekend with a tape, you've seen what this Lincoln East roster does so good, offensively and defensively.
You know, they're very similar to last year. They're really big up front, and then they have some dynamic playmakers, you know, that they try to get the ball to in space. Last year, they kind of came out and they hurt us with some RPO action, which we've really done a good job of trying to take that away. You know, last week our whole game plan defensively was going in to try to stop Kearney's run, and you know we did not do a very good job. So again, this week we're going to try to fortify up front. You know, flat-footed football, be more physical, try to take away their run game, and make them try to throw it hopefully over the top to beat us, and not throw quick little RPO action that kind of hurt us at times last year.
You know, and you talked about the physical part. How much do you think maybe that could have attributed to the not only first game of the season, but really the team maybe trying to play, I hate to say a safer approach, but trying to play a game where they're not the ones making mistakes and trying to go out there and make a play?
You know, I think it was a little bit of, we got a bunch of young guys out on the field. And at the same time, Kearney they had a really good game plan coming in, and they again out-physicaled us, and anytime you're on your heels instead of on your toes, bad things are going to happen. And that, on our offensive side, kept our guys from getting blocks. And it seems like Kearney did an excellent job of tackling. One guy, that we had lots of times where we were going to spring something big. The one guy left ended up making a tackle where we couldn't keep them, we couldn't get them to miss.
All right, Coach, it's now time for Owls Lock and Safe. Keys to the game, securing North Platte and surrounding areas. For over 50 years, we talked a lot about the physicality. I assume that'll be your biggest approach to the offense and the defense. But take me through some other things you have written down to come away with your first victory.
They're going to be a hungry team like us. They got beat fairly handily last week. 4:30 game, so it's kind of an odd time. Luckily, the weather is going to be nice and cool for us. Looking ahead in the calendar, this summer we were a little bit worried about heat, but it should be good. We talked last week about turnovers, and, we need to continue that, have a little turnover. But at the same time, we need to come out and we need to execute our offense and our defense, our brand of football the way that we can. And that's what we focused on all week. Instead of necessarily worrying about all the things that Lincoln East are going to do, we focused a lot on what we can control, and what we can control is our effort, our execution, and that's what we're going to do.
All right, Coach, as always, thank you so much for stopping on by. Can't wait to see you out on that wonderful Seacrest field, the victory in your hands.
All right, thank you very much.
Every step should feel great, but if foot pain, bunions, heel spurs, or injuries are slowing you down, Great Plains Foot and Ankle Specialist is here to help. Their expert team of doctors provide top-notch care, from routine foot health to advanced treatments and surgery. Whether you're an athlete, always on the go, or just tired of aching feet, they'll get you back on your feet pain-free. Step into comfort. Call Great Plains Foot and Ankle Specialist today, or see them online at gpfootandankle.com.
Kylie is a Runza burger lover.
Especially if it's smothered with sauteed onions and French onion dip and topped with Swiss cheese.
Ah, sounds like you just had the French onion burger at Runza.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Are you crying?
Yeah, it's the onions. Wait, are you crying?
Yeah, because I love the French onion burger. Come get yours today. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Time for Friday Night Football Lights here on your Quick Stop pregame show. I'm Derek Beck with a quick peek around the area for football tonight. We'll give you some scores from last night, too. Quite a few area games that happened last night, so let's start there. Cambridge defeating Franklin last night from Southwest Nebraska ball 60-32. That was a track meet. Speaking of track meets, in six-man, Garden County 52-15 over Cody Kilgore. This would be a D2 score. Mullen defeating Maywood Hayes Center 35-16. It was South Platte over Paxton in six-man ball 50-7 was the final score there. Whoa. Wallace over Creek Valley 48-12. Wildcats look like they're going to be pretty good this year. And in Class C2, so close for Hershey. Got the touchdown on the board, but needed the 2-point conversion to at least tie. Wood River wins the game last night against Hershey 8-6. Ouch. In Class A, these are games for tonight. North Platte High is on the road to take on Lincoln East at Seacrest Field. That game on FM 98.1 tonight and AM 1410 in North Platte. You can watch that game on the North Platte Post Cedar Room live stream, northplattepost.com. Class B, this one should be fun. McCook on the road at Aurora. Aurora is still ranked in Class C1. They did lose last week, but still ranked number 9 in Class C1. McCook is up in Class B these days. Class C1, that's where a good chunk of our teams reside this year. Gothenburg, after their win against Ogallala last week, they'll take their show on the road to Imperial to take on Chase County tonight. Cozad, preseason state ranked in C1, but took one on the chin to Sydney last week. They'll try to rebound, but boy, their season starts tough. They host Central City tonight. Central City, number 2 in the state. So, yeah, for Cozad, started against number 5 Sydney last week and number 2 Central City tonight. Both games at home. See if the Haymakers can rebound against the Bison tonight. And the game we'll have on Flat Rock 100.7 here at the top of the hour. Ogallala taking on Broken Bow. Both teams lost last week. One team named Indians will win tonight. You can listen on Flat Rock 100.7. Class D1, Sutherland at North Platte St. Patrick's tonight. Dundee County Stratton ranked number 2 in D1. They host Bridgeport this evening. Bridgeport defeated St. Pat's last week. Perkins County is at Sandhills Valley tonight, and South Loop hosting Highline in D1. In D2 tonight, Brady versus Morrill. Maxwell hosting Hitchcock County, and that takes us to six-man ball from around the area for tonight. Just a couple games on the slate. Med Valley at Arthur County, and Juanita Palisade hosting Fleming, Colorado. That's our quick trip around the area. We call it Friday Night Lights. This is the Quick Stop pregame show. Your game coming your way at the top of the hour.
Thanks for listening to the Quick Stop pregame show. They have 27 locations open 24 hours a day. Quick Stop. Game time is just moments away on FM 98.1.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe in a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
See me, Pete Volz, at 501 South Jeffers for a free insurance review. Hi, this is Dr. Chris Kroll. At Kroll Clinic, we specialize in all areas of rehab, from daily aches and pains to sports injuries, motor vehicle accidents, or post-surgical care, where there is premier facility for concussion recovery. Visit us at KrullClinic.com, that's KRULL Clinic.com, or come visit us at Westfield Shopping Center in North Platte. We are committed to getting you back in the game of life without those annoying facility fees.
Craving bold flavors and authentic Chinese cuisine? Look no further than Szechuan Famous Foods. From spicy Szechuan classics to mouth-watering dumplings, fresh sushi, their dishes are crafted with the freshest ingredients and traditional recipes. Whether you're dining in or taking out, every bite is a taste of China. Visit Szechuan Famous Foods today, where flavor is always first. Located at 320 Rodeo Road, or order online at SzechuanFamous.com for carryout or delivery. Your taste buds will thank you.
When the leaves start falling and the temps start dropping, do your windows keep the cold out or let it in? From foggy panes and drafts to cracked or outdated glass, Larry's Glass can help you cozy up your home before winter hits. Repairs, replacements, even custom storm windows. Call Larry's Glass in North Platte today and stay warm, safe, and energy smart all season long. Larry's Glass, 211 West 5th, where quality meets clarity. The Bulldogs play here on FM 98.1 and 1410 AM, KOOQ. Merrick's Ranch House. Lunch specials Tuesday through Saturday with two sides, just $10. See them on Facebook. Dine in, order online, use DoorDash, or just call for carryout. Merrick's.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to, of course, Seacrest Field, where Lincoln East takes on North Platte High School and the Bulldogs in some, you guessed it, Friday Night Lights football action once again on FM 98.1 AM 1410, live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at, of course, NorthPlattePost.com. Let's jump into some of our other festivities. Our Double Dips Ice Creamery starting lineup here for North Platte High School. Not much is going to be changing. On the offensive side, Carter Still, of course, gets the start alongside Sam Euling at wide receiver and Colton Altig. Brecken Korkow and Connor Stifler are your two speedbacks, and Owen Shea, the lead power back. On the offensive line, Kalen Knutson at left tackle, Jacob Martinez at left guard, with Enrique Ramos be the center today once again. Jake Kincaid at right guard, Blake Tonkinson on over at, of course, the right tackle position. As for the overall leaderboards for the District 4 for between North Platte High, of course, and Lincoln East, who are both the Spartans and the Bulldogs battling today, Millard South and Lincoln Southeast lead the way. They picked up their first two victories of the season. As we'll take a quick little timeout because it's time for our national anthem. When we come back, we'll have more of the starting lineups and more information here on FM 98.1 and AM 1410.
Offered support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998 and is now bringing those services to the North Platte area. Residential services, respite services, community services, and even day services. Hands of Heartland offers a full array of services from 24-hour supports to just a few hours per week. Learn more today online at handsofheartland.com. That's handsofheartland.com. Hands of Heartland, providing creative opportunities to live and grow.
The 2025 St. Patrick's Catholic Church Block Party is back September 13th and 14th in North Platte. Join the parish Saturday night after the 5:30 Mass with a nacho bar, beer garden, and live music from Kim Baxter. Then Sunday from 12 to 3, join us for kids' games, raffles, fun jumps, a bake sale, and lunch. Fellowship, food, and fun, all at the St. Patrick's Catholic Church Block Party in North Platte, September 13th and 14th. Come join in on the fun.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Seacrest Field, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and of course, video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream, NorthPlattePost.com. Jump back into the shot here. Again, District 4 leaders, Millard South, Lincoln Southeast picked up the victories over last Friday. Lincoln High, North Platte, and Omaha Benson currently tied for last place, as we all know, because of their losses that they suffered last week. But you know what? We're just a couple of seconds away from the start of this game. Lincoln East and the Spartans taking on the Bulldogs. North Platte High School. Both teams 0-1 to start the year, looking for their first victories of 2025. Of course, North Platte came out with the loss the last time these two teams played each other. Fumbled as they were driving down the field to score what probably would have been the game-winning touchdown, but unfortunately for the Bulldogs, they just were unable to really come away with that victory due to the fumble that occurred. So can they come away with that victory today and pick up not only their first win, but now move to 1-1 on the season? We'll have to find out. They will be getting the opening kickoff here between these two teams. Back to return once again for North Platte High School, Ty Hanneborg, as well as Brecken Corcow. Excuse me, that's not Brecken Corcow. That is Liam Bargel, who will, of course, be the one receiving back for Lincoln East. For North Platte. Getting all my teams messed up here. Coming back from my sickness, as I was a bit sick over the last couple of days. But you know what? I'm back for some Friday Night Lights here at Seacrest. The early game between North Platte High School and Lincoln East and the Spartans. Ty Hanneborg back to return, the senior, alongside Liam Bargel, the junior. And the Dogs have a little bit of a better day today on the offensive side of things because, again, defensively, they really played well against that Kearney squad. If the offense was able to stay out a little more and give the defense some rest, I wouldn't be shocked if we saw maybe North Platte be able to, I wouldn't say play a little better, but maybe play a little bit closer to this Lincoln East roster. As back kicking Reed Meves for the Spartans, as we are ready to get rocking and rolling here from the beautiful Seacrest Activities Complex. Both teams 0-1. Meves waiting for the sign he's going to get from the official. Lincoln East home crowd very loud, and we have game number 2 underway, as that's going to go all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And North Platte will take over to start their first offensive series today. Here on our Cedar Room live stream, again, Carter Still, the quarterback for North Platte High School, looking for a better performance today with maybe a little bit of some help from the front five, as they are looking to really dominate what was a strong Lincoln East Spartans unit last year. I mean, you want to talk about some power and some beef up front. Lincoln East put it to the Dogs in the first half before they came away in the second half with a little bit better performances. Owen Shea's run right up the middle might have even gotten just a yard if he's lucky. We'll see what the officials say, and they say that Owen Shea will pick up his not only first carry today, but his first yard. It's 2nd down and 9 for North Platte High School's offense. Here in this opening drive, 2nd and 9, 11:28 left to go. And still going to keep it himself. Pitch down. Here's Brecken Corcow. Tries to cut back upfield, and it's going to go nowhere. Connor Stifler, the outside running back who was trying to lay the foundation block against Xander Zuniga, but Zuniga is able to slip right past and push Corcow back 1 yard. It's 3rd down and 1 for North Platte, 3rd down and 10 for North Platte High, as slowly and lately coming on, Hayden Lungus for the Spartans. As in motion once again, Corcow. Carter Still stepping back, looking to throw, trying to evade through some pressures. He has some open daylight at the 25-30. Carter Stills will get the first down, but there is a flag down at the Bulldog 15-yard line. That great run from Carter Stills going to come back with a hold. That's going to go against North Platte, unfortunately. And after a beautiful start, North Platte going to be the ones that's going to be off to the rough start. So flag is down. And there is a holding call, is confirmed with that. Dogs will take over or try at least once again. 10-yard penalty makes it 3rd down and 20 for North Platte High. Can Carter still pick up 20 yards here on this crucial 3rd down and 20? On this first drive, 10:33 left to go in the opening quarter for North Platte High. 15 seconds on the play clock, so plenty of time left. As still pitches it to Corkow on the short side. He has some distance. Corkow gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and how about Mr. Corkow picks up 11, so the Dogs get a pretty decent chunk of yards on that 3rd and 20. 11 to be exact, but they're still going to be forced to punt. With Carter still punting, and then 2 deep returners, Sam Stucco for Lincoln East, as well as I think Huxton Cat for the Spartans. 9:48 left to go. Big booming kick from Carter still to the sideline, and it's going to go out of bounds, and oh boy, it might not be a pretty one. It's going to keep going and going and going forward. They'll put the spot at the Bulldog 42-yard line as on comes one Ryan Manning for Lincoln East. As Manning for the side of Lincoln East. Pretty good against the Bulldogs a season ago. It's all about, though, can the Dogs get much better pressure up front to force this RPO offense from Ryan Manning to take evasive action. In motion comes Will Manning, brother to Ryan Manning. Now a rollout to the right. RPO action once again. Ryan Manning trying to bounce to the outside. A lot of white jerseys. There's a flag, but Ryan Manning's going to get maybe a singular yard. There is going to be a hold against Lincoln East. It is going to be a quick confirmation, so already 2 penalties early on by either side. They're going to call that hold against Huxton Cat. And with that, a loss of 10 yards to make it 1st and 20 for the Spartans of Lincoln East. Once again, going in that shotgun formation. 4 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side, being Landon Lingenfelter. As Manning in the shotgun. Now stepping back, looking to throw, evaluating, now rolls to his left, trying to step up in the pocket, going to throw to a wide open man around the 1st down marker. That's Sam Sutko. And Sam Sutko picks up 11 on the first throw today from Ryan Manning. As Sutko, 11 yards, 1 for 1 so far today from Ryan Manning, and that's a 1st down for Lincoln East. At the Bulldog 31-yard line, 9:10 left to go on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. Now pistol formation for Manning in the shotgun. Stepping back, Manning now rolling to his right, looking to throw. Still running, and now looks to take off, but he's going to be brought down from behind. Great closeout from Trayton Burke. Flooding the field, and now there's another flag on the 30-yard line. But Trey Burke blitzing across and taking down Ryan Manning. And we have a block in the back on the side of Lincoln East. 2nd penalty already in this opening drive for Lincoln East. So 1st down now, and would probably be another 20 for Lincoln East. As they pick up the quick penalty on the block in the back. 1st down and 20 yet again. Pistol formation. Huxton Cat in at running back for the Spartans. Manning now going to hand it out to Cat. Cat bounces to the outside. Huxton Cat trying to break through a tackle, but great use of the hands from Ian Haremza to bring down Huxton Cat. Cat, if he was able to get past Haremza, would have had a pretty nice pickup and maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage, but it's 2nd and 17 with 8:16 left to go here in this opening quarter for Lincoln East. 4 wide receivers again on the field. 3 to the near side, 1 to the far side, being Will Manning. Shotgun again for Ryan Manning. Gets the snap, stepping back patiently, looking to throw. Now going to roll to his right. In some trouble, and he is sacked by the Bulldogs there defensively on the stop. Blake Tonkinson, as well as Jake Kincaid for North Platte High School. They are off to a hot start with a good defensive showing so far. 7:38 left to go. As there's a quick throw to the near side. That's going to be picked up by Sam Sutko. As Sutko is able to at least hold on to the ball, but that'll make a pretty big completion, and we'll probably see Lincoln East go for it on 4th down. They are. After a 4th and 23, a solid pickup of 17 yards to Sam Sutko. As now the handoff to Huxton Cat. Cat trying to break into the open field. Did he get enough for the first down? They're going to say he's short. So far, the line official is indicating that Huxton Cat is short. No good on the 4th down attempt. And Huxton Cat picked up 2 yards out of the 4 he needed for a first down. And because of that, North Platte High School will take over for the second time today. As it is now, again, 1st and 10 for North Platte High School with 7 minutes left to go. At their own, looks like 22-yard line. Lincoln East with some late substitutions. Up the middle, Owen Shea trying to keep the legs turning. Owen Shea might have accrued 1 yard, maybe a little bit more if he's lucky. And he is lucky. Those legs turning gave him 2 for Owen Shea. 2nd and 8. Now for the Bulldogs offense again. Sophomore Carter still in that quarterback. Offense feeling a little better early on against this Lincoln East defense. They're not really pressuring the box as much as I thought they would have done, like Kearney did a week ago. As still under center. In motion comes Connor Stifler. The pitch out to Connor Stifler. Has some daylight. Trying to break through a tackle. He is brought down immediately, though, by Ryan Manning, and another flag. This will probably go against North Platte with a hold. Could probably be their second hold today if the call is confirmed. Yep, a hold against North Platte. So second hold today, already beating the penalties they had last week against Kearney. He only had 1 penalty, an offsides call. So what was 2nd down and 8 is going to turn into 2nd down and 18 for the Bulldogs offenses. They try to get some momentum after really struggling last week offensively against the Bearcats defense. So far, they've had some better success running the football, but in back-to-back possessions have gotten deep into their own territory thanks to some penalties. Carter still going to take it himself. Up the middle he goes, and he'll fall forward to about the 21. Maybe a 2 yards short of the original line of scrimmage, so Carter still picks up 6 yards on the quarterback keeper. And because of that, it is 3rd down and 12 for the North Platte offense. With 5:40 left to go in the opening quarter on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. Still under center, 2 wide receivers on the field. In motion comes Brecken Corcow as Still steps back, looking to throw. Up in the pocket, he goes, and he's brought down from behind. Elijah Guts gets the first sack of today's game for Lincoln East, and that's going to bring out the punt unit once again for North Platte High's offense. Back-to-back possessions where they have to punt. 4th and 15 now for North Platte. As deep to return, Landon Lingenfelter, as well as Sam Sutko for the Spartans. Still nothing on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard here in the opening quarter of play. Lincoln East with a turnover on downs. North Platte with back-to-back 3 and outs. That's a very, very short kick from Carter. Still going to take a couple of nice bounces and stop it around the 43-yard line. We'll see where the official spots it. Yep, right around the 43-yard line. So Lincoln East, for a second straight time, will start their offense in North Platte territory. Dogs able to force a turnover on downs in their last defensive possession. Can they hold once again? The Dogs, unfortunately, so far in today's game, have had some opportunities to make some plays, but have gotten in their way with 2 costly holding penalties. As Ryan Manning steps back, looking to throw. Quick pass can be picked up there on the far sideline by Harrison Danowitz. So far today, 3 for 3 from Ryan Manning. On a 5-yard pickup to make it 2nd down and 5 for Lincoln East. Under 4:15 left to go in the opening quarter here on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. Once again, that pistol formation for the Spartans. Manning stepping back, looking to throw once again. Crossing over the middle, wide open man. That's going to be picked up and received by Najee Brown. And Najee Brown gets not only the first down, but then some. He gets a lot of yardage all the way to the 22-yard line. It looks like a pickup of 13 for Najee Brown. Ryan Manning so far 4 for 4 today to start off this game. And now 2 yards away from entering the red zone for Lincoln East. 3 wide receivers to the far, 1 to the near side. Manning, he's going to take himself up the middle. Ryan Manning with some daylight, but he is to the floor. Oh, they're going to say he got down before the ball came out. I believe the man that was able to stop and bring down Ryan Manning, Caden Brex, almost forced the fumble, but that's a pickup of 8 yards on the legs from Ryan Manning. 2nd down and 2 now in the red zone for the first time today is Lincoln East. Kyle Campbell back to run for the Spartans. Hand off to Campbell up the middle. Breaks through 1 tackle before a sea of white jerseys bring down Kyle Campbell. He might have picked up a half yard or maybe even 0. We'll see. Nope, they're going to say that Kyle Campbell in his first carry went nowhere. 3rd down and 2 with 2:40 left to go in this opening quarter on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard is checking in now. Dominic Velasquez, senior wide receiver. So 3 wide receivers for Lincoln East. Power formation now in the shotgun. They hand it up the middle to Campbell. Campbell trying to bounce to the outside. Breaks through 1 tackle, and he will pick up 4 yards, and that's enough for the first down from Kyle Campbell. As he juked through 1 North Platte defender that was trying to make an open field tackle, I believe that was Trey Burke who was in the vicinity, or actually maybe that's Connor Stifler who was in the vicinity to maybe make that, but just couldn't come up. Now it's 1st and goal, the 10-yard line for Lincoln East. Going to the end zone with it. Ryan Manning, it's low, and it's incomplete. Intended target being Landon Lingenfelter, who had a big 63-yard touchdown last week for Lincoln East, as now 4 for 5 on the day. Ryan Manning, 2nd down and goal. Some more substitutions as in comes Sam Sutko, as well as Will Manning. So we're going to go back to those 4 wide receivers, 1 to the near side, 2 to the far side. The lone wide receiver to the near side, Harrison Danowitz. Ryan Manning, faking, pumping, looking in the end zone. Now will roll to his left. He goes right back to the end zone, and it is wide open. Caught Sam Sutko. And that is a touchdown for Lincoln East, their first today. In coverage for North Platte, Will Rathjen was, I wouldn't say glued to Sutko, but had some good positioning to potentially make a play on Sutko. But unfortunately for North Platte, Rathjen didn't look behind him, and because of that, it's a touchdown for Lincoln East. They now lead 6-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. The kick is up, and the kick is good. We come back here to Seacrest, a 7-0 lead for Lincoln East on FM 98.1 and AM 1410.
Happen overnight. It takes time, focus, dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
See me, Shelter Agent Brent Rogo at 405 East C Street and find out why so many of our clients would recommend Shelter.
North Platte Post Sport.
Welcome back here to Seacrest FM 98.1 AM 1410, 7-0 the lead for Lincoln East and the Spartans. Timeouts brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. His location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B, as well as our other sponsors for today's game. Justin Thompson Agency with American Family Insurance. The ever-changing industry standards, they pride themselves on top-notch customer service, no matter what type of insurance you're looking for. Is that kick going to go all the way out the back? And now North Platte will take over once again. Trailing in this ball game, 7-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Holt's scoreboard. Third offensive possession today for the Bulldogs. Had 3 and outs in back-to-back attempts. They now try to bounce back and maybe pick up a first down and keep this offense on the field. As a handoff to Owen Shea off the right side. Owen Shea with some good daylight, burst through the hole. And Owen Shea, strong carry of 6 yards. Now has 9 yards on the day. Shea getting some good daylight in the Bulldogs. Front 5 getting very, very good movement on this big Lincoln East defensive line. Still once again under center. Shea right behind him. Caleb Neihart in motion. They'll hand it off to Shea again off the right side. Runs into his own blocker. Trying to spin through some tackles, but no good. He ran right into the back of Blake Tonkinson. And that's a 1-yard loss for Owen Shea to make it 3rd down and 5 for North Platte with 48 seconds left to go in the first quarter here at Seacrest. Still once more under center, looking from right to left. Now, we might have, now this is going to be interesting. Both teams kind of jumped. I think that's going to go against North Platte. As to the near side, Charlie Hunter might have jumped off sides as he immediately checks out. We'll see who's going to get the call first because both sides kind of jumped. And they'll go with the false start against Charlie Hunter. That is 3 straight possessions for North Platte's offense that has resulted in a penalty. And with that false start, it was a 3rd and 5, which now turns into a 3rd and 10. Hunter checks out as Ian Haremza was the Bulldog to check in. That's still under center. Camden Weaver in motion. They're going to pitch it out to Camden Weaver. Weaver going to be stuffed immediately up front. He had nowhere to go. He tried to cut it back. They are immediately on the stop. Morgan Kohler. And the Dogs once again can't get anything going. It's a loss of 2. And with 7 seconds left to go. Now the timeout on the field by Lincoln East with 7 seconds. And with that, we'll step aside ourselves, take a break. Here on our State Farm agent Bobby Holt's scoreboard, it is 7-0 the lead for the Spartans of Lincoln East.
Dave's Place is back.
That's right. Dave's Place is back open, but this time at a brand new location. Come check us out at our new Dave's Place, just north of Walmart at 502 East Francis.
But don't worry, we haven't changed the best of Dave's Place. They're the best wings in town. And the best pizza, too.
And the family atmosphere you always want. Just at a new stop. Dave's Place is now open at 502 East Francis in North Platte. Dine-in, carry-out, or DoorDash.
Whoop, whoop.
Hands of Heartland is offered.
Welcome back here to Lincoln East, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and of course, video live streaming at NorthPlattePost.com on our Cedar Room live stream. 7-0 the lead for Lincoln East and the Spartans with 7 seconds left to go here before the end of the first quarter. Very good snap. Carter still gets ready. Nice high wobbly kick that's going towards the right sideline again. And it'll bounce out of bounds at the Bulldog 43-yard line. So far, North Platte, 3 straight 3-and-outs on their offensive side and have been unable to shake the penalty bug. That's really been the name of the game so far for North Platte's offense, as we'll now switch on over to the second quarter following the end of the first. But for North Platte High, really so far have struggled offensively to beat themselves, as, again, 3 straight penalties on 3 straight drives, 2 holdings in the first 2 drives, and then a full start from Charlie Hunter results in North Platte being behind the 8 ball on all their drives, even after we've seen some really good movement from this offense compared to last week, really picking up the physicality as head coach Kurt Altig in our La Casa del Rio's coach's interview was looking to have. And so far, North Platte is answering the call for Lincoln East physicality, but the penalties so far early on in this ball game have been the difference maker. And for North Platte, trying to find a way to not only sneak back into this game, but the turnover bug, or I don't want to say turnover bug, but the penalty bug that has been costing them so far in this opening quarter. As now at the start of quarter number 2, here comes Lincoln East yet again on their 4th drive. Scored in their last one after a wide open 7-yard touchdown throw to Sam Stutko. As we now get some confirmation to play ball, is empty backfield now for Ryan Manning. Now he's going to pitch it in the daylight to Landon Lingenfelter. Lingenfelter around the perimeter, going to bounce towards the far side, and another flag as Lingenfelter on the jet sweep gets the pitch from Ryan Manning. And there's a flag on the field as it looked like Najee Brown was holding, I believe, Ian Haremza on the far side. Yep, and that is going to be a confirmed hold against Lincoln East. So they also have been dealing with the penalty bug in this game so far. Both teams really struggling with penalties. As in now at quarterback, Turner Wilkie. So we saw a little bit of this for Lincoln East last week as they were switching between Wilkie as well as Ryan Manning, as Wilkie now in at quarterback, Huxton Cat right behind him. Wilkie stepping back, looking to throw, going deep down the far sideline. He's got a man open. Oh, and it's going to be picked up in smothering coverage. Ty Hanneborg was there, but a big pickup. That's Sam Sutko. As Sutko pick up of 37 yards makes Lincoln East get into the red zone now at the Bulldog 9-yard line as Wilkie step up in the pocket. Now trying to bounce it with his legs. Going towards the perimeter. Some great blocking by the Spartans. And Turner Wilkie waltzes in for a rushing touchdown. 9-yard pickup for Wilkie. North Platte defense, unfortunately, giving up some big plays quickly from Lincoln East out of the second quarter break, or the first quarter break, and now it's 13-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. The Dogs already down in the hole a little bit as they try to defeat the bug that has been so far the penalties. As the kick is up, and it is good. It is now 14-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. Half-inning breaks and timeouts brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. Check out his location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. As well as our premier Sports Zone sponsor for today's game, that is Hands of Heartland. Hands of Heartland has offered support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998. They're bringing those services to the North Platte area. 14-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. 11:28 left to go before halftime. As North Platte High, really on this drive, need to answer back, but more importantly, need to not get a costly penalty to hinder their offensive momentum. They've had some really nice runs, but just the penalties so far in this short game have been the killer. A little wobbly kick that Ty Hannibal is going to pick up at around the 10-yard line. Hannibal now going to bounce to the outside. Ty Hannibal gets tripped up from behind and brought down. Michael Longs tripping up Hannibal. So the Bulldogs will start another offensive series at their own 25-yard line. Trailing 14-0. As still in a quarterback, Carter Still for the Bulldogs. 11:21 left to go on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. Still under center. Now stepping back, looking to throw, has some pressure to the backside. Carter Still brought down from behind. Once again, Elijah Guts there on the sack. That's the second one today. And the Dogs will once again set up in pretty bad field position. 2nd down and 19 with under 11 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Left side having some trouble containing the block. And because of that, Still, and the Bulldogs will once again try something with being very far deep back. As Still trying to move the defensive line and blitzes and dives his way forward for a 2-yard pickup. As Carter Still, he just picked up 2 yards on the quarterback keeper. 3rd and 17 for the Bulldogs at their own 17-yard line. Another big loss of yards on their first play has resulted in North Platte once again in poor field position and very, very long on this 3rd down. 3rd and 17. The pitch now out to Nyhart. It's going to be on the floor. He's able to pick it up, and Caleb Nyhart has some daylight before a plethora of blue jerseys at around the 20. Falls on the floor and then picked up by North Platte. But a bad pitch resulted in Caleb Nyhart, who lost the ball. He got it back and then ran all the way back to the initial line of scrimmage before he was stopped. It's 4th and 17 as Carter Still once again now comes up to kick and punt once more for North Platte. On a long 4th and 17, Dogs have yet to get into Lincoln East territory today. As Still with 5 seconds, nice snap. Really nice kick from Carter Still, going all the way back to the 40-yard line. Takes a nice Bulldog bounce and is stopped at the Lincoln East 39-yard line. Carter Still with a great punt, putting Lincoln East in their territory for the first time today. Now can this Bulldog offense find a stop? It only took Lincoln East 2 plays to find a wide open Sam Sutko, a Tanner Wilkie rushing touchdown of 9 yards. As Wilkie once again in at quarterback. 4 wide receivers for Wilkie. As he'll look to hand it off to Campbell up the middle. Kyle Campbell driving the legs forward, and he falls to the 45-yard line of Lincoln East. Well, they'll pull him back to the 44-yard line now as Kyle Campbell picks up 5 yards to make it 2nd down and 5 for the Spartans offense. With 8:50 left to go here before halftime. The Spartans looking to score again. Here's Campbell. Going to bounce it and drive upfield and get to the 50. He'll pick up 6 yards at the minimum and collect that 1st down. We'll see where they spot him. They'll spot him at the 50 exactly. It's a 5-yard pickup. 1st and 10. Hurry up offense for the Spartans as they look to run that RPO offense. Wilkie stepping back, gonna throw it over the middle, wide open and get some daylight and still keeping the legs turning. Landon Lingenfelter as he's pushed out of bounds by Sam Euling. Well, look at that. Landon Lingenfelter kept the legs turning. Pickup of 26 yards. For the side of Lincoln East as Campbell now behind his blocker trying to bounce it to the outside, but Trey Burke, the Chadron State commit, busts through the opening in the defense, or excuse me, in the offensive line and makes the stop. So a 1 yard loss for Lincoln East, but another big pickup as Landon Lingenfelter with his first reception as a timeout's now going to be called by North Platte High School with 7:58 left to go as they try to stop the hurry up and the bleeding. Here in the second quarter, 14-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard when we come back here to Seacrest.
So what do you see in your future? Buying the perfect home with a big oak tree? Watching your child graduate from college? Or finding more time for hobbies during your retirement? Whatever your future holds, make sure you talk with the Farm Bureau Financial Services agent. Together, we'll create a plan that's right for you.
In North Platte, visit Jay Engel at fbfs.com/find-and-agent.
It's your future. Let's protect it.
Hey, high school students, why wait to start college when you can begin transforming your future for free? Mid-Plains Community College is now offering free tuition for dual credit and early entry classes beginning this fall. Get ahead, save money, and transform your future while in high school. Talk to your high school guidance counselor or visit our website at mpcc.edu. That's mpcc.edu. Students are responsible for all course-related fees and must attend a Nebraska high school or Nebraska homeschool to qualify.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Seacrest, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and of course, video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream, NorthPlattePost.com, 14-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard as Wilkie going towards the end. Intercepted through the hands of Carter Still as he was battling for it with Will Manning as Turner Wilkie throwing it to Manning down the seam, but unfortunately for North Platte, they come up just a bit shy. Carter Still, the lone safety, was in perfect position, but Will Manning was able to bat it out of his hands, and with that, 3rd down and 11 with 7:53 left to go in the second quarter. 4 wide receivers on the field, 3 to the far side, 1 to the near side. Harrison Danowitz to the near side. Wilkie stepping back, now rolling to his right, trying to break through a tackle. He's going to bounce to the outside. Will Rathjen in pursuit, and he's tackled by Trey Burke. Maybe a 2-yard pickup for Turner Wilkie, but Will Rathjen able to keep Turner Wilkie from finding some open daylight, and then it was finished off the tackle by Trey Burke. 2-yard loss for Turner Wilkie, making it 4th down and 10. Lincoln East going for it instead of attempting potentially a field goal on a 4th and 10 with 7:45 left to go. Wilkie in the shotgun, play action pass, looking. Still looking. He's now trying to avoid a North Platte rusher. A flag on the play. Throwing. Broken up. That flag, I think, is going to be a hold that's going to go against Robbie Merton, the sophomore. It was broken up on the far side by Sam Euling. And if that call does go the way of North Platte, the second turnover on downs for Lincoln East in this ball game. The Bulldogs defense bends but doesn't break, and they now take over with 7:36 left to go. A huge drive coming up for North Platte. So far this first half, they have struggled to get out of their own way, whether it be penalties or a couple of missed big blocks that have resulted in loss of yardage. And Carter Still in this offense take it down and score against the Spartans and at least put their first points on the board. Corkow in motion. Hand up the middle to Owen Shea, and he's just immediately met at the line of scrimmage by Ethan Brown, and Shea spins and tries to jump forward for maybe a yard. They'll say no. He at least gets back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10 at the Bulldogs' 16-yard line. 2 wide receivers, both to the very far apart from the offensive line, being Sam Ewing as well as Colton Altig. As Carter still going to try to pitch it now to Brecken Corkow, and Corkow just has to jump on as the ball is pitched behind Brecken Corkow. Corkow taking a steep angle that Carter still wasn't expecting, and that's a loss of 5. It's now 3rd down and 15 for the Bulldogs offense. Yet again, a blunder that is costing the Bulldogs some momentum. That might have been a good run from Brecken Corkow. He had some good blocks ahead of him, but now it's 3rd and 15 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. 14-0 lead for Lincoln East. 5 seconds on the play clock. Bulldogs might have to call a timeout here, as still can't get the snap off, and North Platte calls a timeout as Coach Altig not happy with how things are going right now as he storms his way out on the field to talk with his offense. Trailing 14-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. A complete turnaround of how disciplined North Platte was last week against Kearney. Again, only committing 1 penalty in the entire game, just being an offsides. But so far in this first half, the name of the game and really the conversation has been the mistakes North Platte has been committing on the offense via mistakes, and more mistakes. 2 holding calls in the first 2 drives. A sack, another sack in their next drive, and more penalties have just cost the Bulldogs dearly on the offensive side of the football early in this first half. And now it's a 3rd and 15 for North Platte High School's offense. Carter still in at quarterback once more. Owen Shea right behind him. Caleb Neidhart, one of the speedbacks, alongside Connor Stifler to the near side. Neidhart in motion. Fall forward to at least get back to 1 yard past the original line of scrimmage for Owen Shea, a pickup of 6 yards. And here comes the punt unit once again for the Bulldogs. They've yet to see the Lincoln East side of the field, and now will punt again. Trailing by 14 with 5:48 left to go here in the first half. Carter still had a really good punt last time out. Can he do it again? Oh, yeah, that's a nice punt from Carter Still. Going to go right into the hands there of Landon Lingenfelter. Lingenfelter to the far side is tripped up. Great open field tackle from Brecken Corkow as he trips up Lingenfelter. And Lincoln East and the Spartans will start again at the 48-yard line on North Platte's side, but they won't get anything further following the great open field tackle from Brecken Corkow. And now with 5:30 left to go on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard, North Platte once again trying to force a turnover on downs if Lincoln East wants to go for it. Now the quick little shovel pass on to Sam Sutko. Sutko to the near side. It's back upfield. Breaks through a tackle and is tracked down from behind by Trey Burke, as well as Connor Stifler. But Sam Sutko with a 7-yard pickup again on the jet sweep. Makes it 2nd down and 3. As Lincoln East really going with some of their trick in their back pocket, taking as much time as they can away on the clock. 2nd and 3, 5:23 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. As the pitch now out to Hudson Cat. Cat cuts upfield with the 2 blockers in front of him before he is smothered by a lot of white jerseys, but Huxton Cat will pick up 4 yards to get the first down for Lincoln East and the Spartans, as Cat checks out, as well as Colton Tucker. As in comes Ryan Manning now at quarterback. Also checking in, Sam Sutko. So 3 wide receivers on the field. To the near side, Sutko, Brown, as well as Lingenfelter. To the far side, Harrison Danowitz. Ryan Manning, play action pass. He's going towards the end zone, but there's nobody there as Lingenfelter got tied up with Ian Haremza at around the 20-yard line. And that's an overthrow from Ryan Manning, which will result in a 2nd down and 10 as on comes Dominic Velasquez for the Spartans. Play clock has stopped at 4:51 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Huxton Cat kind of at the tight end position as he moves inwards. Pistol formation, Manning stepping back, now rolling to his right. He's going to throw it, and it's almost interception by the Bulldogs as Huxton Cat is being driven back. Trey Burke almost got there in time. A poor decision by Ryan Manning as he tried to check it down to Huxton Cat after Jake Kincaid as well as Blake Tonkinson, I think, got to Manning quickly. Huge loss for the side of Lincoln East. It's 3rd down and 20 for the Spartans. The Bulldog defense making a big play. Can they cap it off with a huge stop here? 4 wide receivers on the field. 2 to the far side, 2 to the near side for Ryan Manning. Manning. Oh, ball's on the floor. He tries to pick it up. Stepping back. Up in the pocket he goes. Breaks through a Bulldog tackle. Can he break through another? No, he cannot. Tripped up by Ian Haremza. Poor snap up front from Andrew Hill. Had the ball on the floor. Ryan Manning then picked it up before Caden Brex was in his face. Almost able to get the sack. But a pickup of 3 for Ryan Manning. And it's 4th down and 14 with 3:32 left to go. Here in the second quarter, Ty Hanneborg deep to return for the Bulldogs, with Reed Mevis now kicking and punting for the Spartans. Mevis gets it off high, booming kick. Hanneborg running to it. He'll step aside, and it takes a very nice North Platte bounce and stands still at around the 17-yard line. In North Platte territory, 3:10 left to go before halftime. 14-0 the lead for Lincoln East and the Spartans. As North Platte, at the moment, trying to find some offensive momentum. They've struggled all first half due to their own mistakes. Can now be the drive to do it. Still hands off to Owen Shea here on the right side. Shea tackled from behind by Landon Lingenfelter. And Owen Shea picks up about 3 yards. It's, 4 yards, as it's now 2nd down and 6. Owen Shea with 2:48 left to go here for halftime. Carter still under center. In motion comes Neidhart. Owen Shea once again going to get the call. He'll keep the legs turning before he is pushed back by not only Huxton Cat, but Lingenfelter once again. As Owen Shea, healthy pickup of 5 yards, makes it 3rd down and 1 with 2:18 left to go. North Platte getting back to that hard-nosed, grind the defense approach. Neidhart was in motion. Shea once again, but he is immediately stuffed by Elijah Guts. And a timeout called by North Platte as that play is blown up at the line of scrimmage. As Kalen Knutson got overpowered by Guts on the right side, and that play is dead, and it's a 2-yard loss for North Platte. And with 2:02 left to go, a 4th and 3, would not be shocked if the Bulldogs at least attempt to go for the play. As they'll walk their way back out onto the field. Timeout's brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. You can check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. His location, 621 South Dewey, Sweet Beat. All our other sponsors for today's game. Hands of Heartland. Hands of Heartland has offered support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1898, bringing those services to the North Platte area. 3rd down and 3. The punt unit is out for the Bulldogs. As a low snap. Still, wobbly kick coming towards the near sideline. Great bounce it takes. And it keeps on going before it is stopped at the 22-yard line of Lincoln East. Great punt by Carter Still. And Lincoln East will now take over at their own 22-yard line with 1:50 left to go. Leading 14-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. 150 as Ryan Manning still in the game. At quarterback, Manning stepping back, rolling to his right, looking to throw, going towards the sideline. That pass is too low, and it bounces off of the turf in front of his intended target, Landon Lingenfelter. 5 of 8 so far today for Ryan Manning. As totaling congruent passing, 153 total passing yards for Lincoln East. Their high last week was 160 from both quarterbacks, so soon to eclipse that. 2nd and 10, 146 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. Manning stepping back, looking to throw again, going towards the near sideline, overthrows his target, Sam Sutko. Sutko was wide open, and now he's in some pain. Oh dear, he's okay, good heavens. It looks like he's just cramping up as he's stretching out. As he reached for that ball, just a tad bit short as Ryan Manning overthrows his target. And a timeout on the field, an injury timeout as Sam Sutko will walk it off. Good news, it's just a cramp. Very beautiful day outside, if you ask me. 65 degrees. Currently right now, 5:20. Our time attempts brought to you in part by Cole Johnson with High Street Insurance. 3rd down and 10 for the Spartans. 1:41 left to go before halftime. As the last 2 passing attempts, Ryan Manning overthrowing his targets. As Lincoln East trying to score before halftime, they will receive the second half kick if they at least get a touchdown on this drive entering half. It might be back-breaking for North Platte's defense and the team as a whole. Manning stepping back once again, rolling to his right, surveying the defense, stepping up in the pocket, and he is on the floor. Down he goes. A plethora of white jerseys are there. Trey Burke, as well as Caden Briggs. Oh, the ball came out. And we're going to see if North Platte jumped on the ball. The ball came out super, super late. Caden Briggs there to pick it up, as well as Jake Kincaid. But if it doesn't go the way of North Platte, another sack by Trey Burke, shared by Caden Brex, and with that a 4-yard loss for Ryan Manning to make it 4th and 14. Once again, after giving up 14 points in the first quarter, North Platte's defense has been holding firm through this entire second quarter, doing a fantastic job of holding this Lincoln East offense out of the end zone. Now 4th and 14, out to punt Reed Mevis, and Deep to return for North Platte, Ty Hanneborg. As Eves will be punting. Hanneborg back to return. A dangerous man in the open field is Ty Hanneborg. It'll be a prime opportunity to make a big play here. End over end kick. It's going to bounce it around the 50-yard line, and Hanneborg's going to watch it die at around maybe the 42 as it stops at the Bulldog 42-yard line. And with 1:23 left to go before halftime, North Platte takes over once again. Timeouts brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. His location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Those are other sponsors for today's game. State Farm agent Bobby Holst, who is our scoreboard sponsor. Well, as Hands of Heartland. Hands of Heartland has offered support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998. And they're bringing those services to the North Platte area. Still under center, Owen Shea right behind him. In motion, Caleb Neidhart. The handoff to Shea. Shea, juking and jiving, falls forward. A pickup of 4, maybe 5 if he's lucky. We'll see where far side official marks him. Pickup of 4 yards. North Platte, even though they haven't really gotten any points on the scoreboard this half, have been moving the ball quite well. It's just their own mistakes and some big stops by the Lincoln East defense so far have costed them as Reckon Corkow in motion, takes the pitch. Corkow stopped from behind as he breaks through the tackle of Parker Johnson. Johnson slipping through the defense, pulling Corkow almost to a dead stop before a sea of blue jerseys help finish off Corkow. It's a loss of 2. 3rd and 8 for the North Platte offense. As still will get the play call from the far sideline. 15 seconds on the play clock. 3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs offense. Neidhart in motion. Still, quick pass down the middle. Good pickup and moving the legs for a first down. Sam Euling. Carter still completes his first pass today. And that is one Sam Euling, as officials calling the play dead at the moment, but Euling with a huge pickup of 10 yards as Carter still has to go to the sideline. And now checking in comes Shane Patterson. So still going off a play. And now they'll spike the ball dead with 1 second. As Coach Altig now going to go have a conversation with the official, as Carter still can now check back into the football game. Coach Altig not looking happy after having to take Still out. 1 second left to go. 2nd down and 10, a 14-0 lead for Lincoln East. Still stepping back, looking to throw. Still looking, going towards the near sideline. Good reception once again. This time by Ian Haremza as he'll go out of bounds. And that's how this first half comes to an end. A strong pickup of another 10 yards for North Platte's offense. As Carter still to end the first half, 2 of 2 for 20 yards. But overall, not a beautiful first half of football for North Platte High. Only 39 total rushing yards, 20 total passing yards. And a lot of the main story of why that is the case falls, unfortunately, upon lots of penalties. Mistakes on the North Platte side of the football have cost them dearly here in this first half against Lincoln East. But it's all not over, as it's only a 14-point lead for the Spartans. The Bulldog defense coming in clutch all throughout the second quarter to force not only 3 and outs, but also some big-time stops and some turnover on downs. So it's not the end of all things for this North Platte High offense. At least in the second half, the main goal, cut down on the mistakes. If they're able to cut down on the mistakes, this is a very competitive game. But that has really been the difference maker so far offensively for North Platte. When it looks like they're getting some good momentum, they're making good progress down the field, a holding call or a blown block results in either a big loss or a 10-yard penalty because of a hold. And that puts North Platte behind the 8 ball. If they can take advantage out of the second half without committing those mistakes, maybe they can get back into this ball game. Only trailing 14 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. We'll, of course, step aside and take a break. When we come back, it is, yes, you guessed it, the halftime, quick stop halftime show right here on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at northplattepost.com.
Runza's Lemonade Refreshers, powered by plant-based natural caffeine. And they come in 4 delicious flavors: pomegranate passion, mango mojo, prickly pear, and watermelon wild. Why do you keep doing that?
These refreshers are just so refreshing.
But you don't have to make that noise every time. Try Runza's Lemonade Refreshers. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Hands of Heartland has offered support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998 and is now bringing those services to the North Platte area. Residential services, respite services, community services, and even day services. Hands of Heartland offers a full array of services from 24-hour supports to just a few hours per week. Learn more today online at handsofheartland.com. That's handsofheartland.com. Hands of Heartland, providing creative opportunities to live and grow.
Your family depends on you. That's why you work hard to make sure they have everything they need. With life insurance from American Family Life Insurance Company, you'll feel good knowing you've taken steps to protect what matters most. Now's the time to plan ahead. Let's talk about protecting your loved one's financial future and finding peace of mind you and your loved ones deserve. For details, contact Justin, 534-2400, or stop by 501 South Dewey Street, just south of Little Caesars Pizza on the corner of E and Dewey.
American Family Insurance.
Hi, this is Dr. Chris Kroll. At Crow Clinic, we specialize in all areas of rehab, from daily aches and pains to sports injuries, motor vehicle accidents, or post-surgical care, where there is premier facility for concussion recovery. Visit us at crowclinic.com, that's K-R-U-L-L clinic.com, or come visit us at Westfield Shopping Center in North Platte. We are committed to getting you back in the game of life without those annoying facility fees.
This place is back.
That's right. Dave's Place is back open, but this time at a brand new location. Come check us out at our new Dave's Place, just north of Walmart at 502 East Francis.
But we gotta change the best of Dave's Place. They're the best wings in town. And the best pizza, too.
And the family atmosphere you always want. Just at a new stop. Dave's Place is now open at 502 East Francis in North Platte. Dine in, carry out, or DoorDash.
Whoop, whoop.
Growing up, my parents always encouraged me to do what's right, even if it wasn't easy. I'd always hear my mother's voice say, "Do the right thing." That stuck with me. Every day, just do the right thing. That's it. The rest takes care of itself.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe in doing the right thing for our customers and our communities.
See me, Pete Foltz, at 501 South Jeffers for a free insurance review.
Every step should feel great, but if foot pain, bunions, heel spurs, or injuries are slowing you down, Great Plains Foot and Ankle Specialist is here to help. Their expert team of doctors provide top-notch care, from routine foot health to advanced treatments and surgery. Whether you're an athlete, always on the go, or just tired of aching feet, they'll get you back on your feet pain-free. Step into comfort. Call Great Plains Foot and Ankle Specialist today, or see them online at gpfootandankle.com.
Time. Bill Summers Ford Honda Nissan during their kickoff sales event. Score big with winning deals and tackle fall savings on over 300 new and pre-owned vehicles right on the lot. Don't miss your chance to drive home a victory. Only at Bill Summers Ford Honda Nissan. Ready to score? Stop out today or visit BillSummers.com 24/7. And you'll be a winner. The Bulldogs play here on FM 98.1 and 1410 AM, KOOQ. Merrick's Ranch House. Lunch specials Tuesday through Saturday with 2 sides, just $10. See them on Facebook. Dine in, order online, use DoorDash, or just call for carryout. Merrick's.
North Platte Coast Sports. The 2025 St. Patrick's Catholic Church Block Party is back September 13th in North Platte. Join the parish Saturday night after the 5:30 Mass with a nacho bar, beer garden, and live music from Kim Baxter. Then Sunday from 12 to 3, join us for kids' games, raffles, fun jumps, a bake sale, and lunch. Fellowship, food, and fun, all at the St. Patrick's Catholic Church Block Party in North Platte, September 13th and 14th. Come join in on the fun.
North Platte Coast Sports.
Hurry up, dude. The game's about to start.
Nothing beats spending the day watching the game with your buddies.
Dude, I'm literally right here. Let's do this.
Which is why a shelter insurance renter's policy is key to your winning game plan. It protects things your landlord's policy doesn't.
Where's your TV?
What?
No way, dude.
Like that flat screen TV that just got stolen.
Ask me, Shelter Agent Brant Rogo, about Shelter's competitive renter's insurance rates.
North Platte Coast Sports.
Welcome back here to Seacrest Activities Complex, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and of course, video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream, NorthPlattePost.com. It currently is a 14-0 lead for the side of, unfortunately, Lincoln East and the Spartans. They've had I think the word is topsy-turvy. First half is actually kind of what I want to say, because they looked really good. You know, I hate to be that guy, but Lincoln East looked really good in that first quarter where they were really driving super, super easy on North Platte's side. No matter what North Platte was trying to do, they just were unable to really stop the effort and thwart anything that side of Lincoln East was putting against them, and because of that, it was looking kind of scary until the second quarter came about, where North Platte's defense, with that bend but don't break mentality, came up strong and stopped Lincoln East really from producing any more offense in the first half. And that's how we end up here at halftime, where it is 14-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Holst scoreboard. Now, the question and the answer we'll be getting in in about a couple minutes' times is, what can North Platte do to rectify the situation right now that totals to their offense looking a little rough when it comes to their total yards. Only 59 total offensive yards as I'm compiling the rest of our stats here. Of course, our stats brought to you in part by State Farm agent Bobby Holst and our scoreboard sponsor, as well as quickly put the math in on the yield calculator. North Platte 59 total offensive yards compared to Lincoln East that sits at 160 total offensive yards. As we can pull up the stat sheet right there that I put together. So North Platte currently at the moment struggling offensively, really with finding production and finding a lot of, oops, I put that on the wrong slide, but really finding any momentum on their offensive side of the ball. It has not been a clean game for the Bulldogs offense. And while it may not be the end of the world, 14-0 is not a lead that is insurmountable. North Platte can come back. We've seen it happen exactly last year against this very exact same team in the fourth quarter. North Platte at one point was trailing by 14 points, and they were within touching distance on the final drive of the football game to win it before they fumbled at around their own 20. But now we're in the similar position where Lincoln East holds on to a very marginal lead. Can they come back? I think that's the question, and I know Coach Altig is not too happy about one thing in particular, and that is, of course, the the penalties. The penalties have cost the Bulldogs all day today, and I think that's really been the conversation of why this game really isn't closer at the moment, because the Bulldogs, have, I think, played just as equally good of a game when they've been given the opportunity to run their offense cleanly without any mistakes on their side, and that's where the problems come in. They haven't been able to really get any clean looks to get things going on their side because of penalties, blown block assignments or a couple of just some bad pitches from, again, a very, very young offense. And and I'm saying if, they can crack down on those mistakes, they have a very good chance of coming back in this ball game. But you're not going to have to wait too long to see if that's a possibility because, of course, halftime almost up. Our Quick Stop halftime show, 27 locations open 24 hours a day. Quick Stop always open right around the corner. When we step aside and come back, we'll jump into our Owls Lock and Save keys to the second half. And what I'm looking for North Platte to come back in this ball game to pick up their first victory of 2025. On FM 98.1, AM 1410, live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream, NorthPlattePost.com.
Experience the beauty of downtown North Platte and enjoy lunch or dinner at the Cedar Room. The Cedar Room is an unparalleled restaurant experience with this unique atmosphere where modern meets rustic. Enjoy a handcrafted cocktail made with the freshest ingredients by a master mixologist while dining from their delicious American fusion cuisine menu. Make a reservation by calling 308-532-4825 or reserve online at the Cedar Room. The Cedar Room, 505 North Dewey in beautiful downtown.
It's game time at Phil Summers Ford Honda Nissan during their kickoff sales event. Let's play some football! Score big with winning deals and tackle fall savings on over 300 new and pre-owned vehicles right on the lot. Don't miss your chance to drive home a victory. Only at Phil Summers Ford Honda Nissan. Ready to score? Stop out today or visit PhilSummers.com 24/7. And you'll be a winner.
Every step should feel great, but if foot pain, bunions, heel spurs, or injuries are slowing you down, Great Plains Foot and Ankle Specialist is here to help. Their expert team of doctors provide top-notch care, from routine foot health to advanced treatments and surgery. Whether you're an athlete, always on the go, or just tired of aching feet, they'll get you back on your feet pain-free. Step into comfort. Call Great Plains Foot and Ankle Specialist today, or see them online at gpfootandankle.com.
Hey, high school students, why wait to start college when you can begin transforming your future for free? Mid-Plains Community College is now offering free tuition for dual credit and early entry classes beginning this fall. Get ahead, save money, and transform your future while in high school. Talk to your high school guidance counselor or visit our website at mpcc.edu. That's mpcc.edu. Students are responsible for all course-related fees and must attend a Nebraska high school or Nebraska homeschool to qualify.
When the leaves start falling and the temps start dropping, do your windows keep the cold out or let it in? From foggy panes and drafts to cracked or outdated glass, Larry's Glass can help you cozy up your home before winter hits. Repairs, replacements, even custom storm windows. Call Larry's Glass in North Platte today and stay warm, safe, and energy smart all season long. Larry's Glass, 211 West 5th, where quality meets clarity.
Looking for a trusted insurance provider with years of experience? Fortify Group is the solution you need. For over 3 decades, we've been serving local farm and ranch customers. But did you know we also provide home, auto, and commercial coverage? As an independent agency, we work with multiple carriers to find you the personalized options and level of protection you need. There's more info at fortifygroup.net or stop by and visit with me, Kevin McGann, in our new location at 621 South Dewey in North Platte. And as always, rely on Fortify.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Seacrest Field, FM 98.1, AM 1410, live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream, NorthPlattePost.com, as we are just a couple moments away from the start of the third quarter. Let's jump through our game stats that I have written down so far. Again, North Platte currently sitting offensively, 39 rushing yards, 20 passing yards. Owen Shea leading the way for the Bulldogs with 25 rushing yards, 8 for Carter Still, -2 for Will Rathjen, and Brecken Corkow with 8 as well. Carter Still, 2 for 2, 10 yards, completed his last 2 passes to end the first half. Both, one to Sam Ewing for 10 yards and Ian Haremza for 10 yards. As for the Spartans of Lincoln East, leading the way on their rushing side, they only have 44 rushing yards, and 14 of it goes to Kyle Campbell, 9 to Hunter Cap, 7 yards, then split between not only Turner Wilkie, but Will Manning, and also to Sam Sitko. And that is the rushing yards. Passing-wise, 5 of 9 for Ryan Manning, 2 of 2 for Turner Wilkie. For Turner Wilkie, of course, he has those 2 big passes that he completed that sit at exactly 68 yards passing. And then for Ryan Manning to help total out to that 153, he is leading the way. I lost where I put that total in for Ryan Manning. But on the receiving end, it's 65 yards for Sam Sutko, Landon Lingenfelter with 33, Harrison Danowitz with 5, Najee Brown with 13. As we now will get ready for, yep, you guessed it, a third quarter kick when we come back here to Seacrest on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Listen to the Quick Stop Halftime Show. The second half action is next. It's on FM 98.1.
Craving bold flavors and authentic Chinese cuisine? Look no further than Szechuan Famous Foods. From spicy Szechuan classics to mouth-watering dumplings, fresh sushi, their dishes are crafted with the freshest ingredients and traditional recipes. Whether you're dining in or taking out, every bite is a taste of China. Visit Szechuan Famous Foods today, where flavor is always first. Located at 320 Rodeo Road, or order online at SzechuanFamous.com for carryout or delivery. Your taste buds will thank you.
North Platte Coast Sports.
Welcome back here to, yes, you guessed it, Seacrest Activities Complex, FM 98.1, AM 1410, live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com. Currently 14-0 on our State Farm Agent Bobby Holst scoreboard. Timeouts brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. His location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B, as well as Justin Thompson, family agency with American Family Insurance. With the ever-changing industry standards, they pride themselves on top-notch customer service, no matter what type of insurance you are looking for. Back is Landon Lingenfelter as well as Sam Sutko to receive for Lincoln East to start off this third quarter. As there is D'Angelo Mata with a little squib kick, picked up at around the 25-yard line and putting his head down. I believe Keaton Springer still keeping the legs turning and falls forward to around the Lincoln East 24, 25-yard line. So they'll start off the second half with Turner Wilkie starting quarterback for the second half as Ryan Manning is on the bench. They're doing that weird 2-quarterback offense that they also did last year against the Bulldogs. As Wilkie in the pistol with Huxton Katz right behind him. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Wilkie now going to hand it off to Katz up the middle. Hey, he's going to go nowhere as Jake Kincaid trying to pull him down. Huxton Katz keeping the legs turning. And for Huxton Katz, that's a 4-yard pickup. As out goes Katz, checking in Colton Tucker. So we might be seeing some of that power run set for Lincoln East. Now 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side being Brecken Spencer. As once again, Wilkie in the pistol. Now going to pitch it out to Hunter Count on the perimeter. Count putting his head down with the whole full head of steam, gets the first down, and then some. As Huxton Katz turning the Jets on, cutting upfield. As we have I think we have a flag. We do have a flag on the field, a block in the back, as my keen observer Carl sees. So after a huge pickup by Huxton Katz, a penalty marker going to push Lincoln East back some yards. There was 2nd and 6 a second ago. 11:09 left to go in the third quarter. And now they'll scoot all the way back to a 2nd down and 15. As Wilkie still in at quarterback. Now 2 wide receivers to the near side being Najee Brown as well as Lingenfelter. As Wilkie now rolling to his right, looking to throw, throwing in the direction. Good pick up there by Lingenfelter, and that's going to be a first down for Lincoln East as Turner Wilkie picks up 17 yards on the pass, which is enough for the first down to number 1 target Landon Lingenfelter. His second reception, he's now at 50 yards. 1st and 10 at the Spartans' 47-yard line with 10:45 left to go. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Wilkie now to Cat, up the middle. He's going to keep the legs turning and spun down from behind. Jake Kincaid getting his hands first on Huxton Cat as Cat on his third run of this quarter picks up another solid 4 yards. As in now comes Harrison Danowitz and Colton Tucker, the fullback. 2nd and 6. At the Bulldog 49-yard line. Wilkie in that shotgun formation. Low snap, rolling to his left, looking to throw. Cross body, and it's to Lingenfelter again in the face of Connor Stifler. Another pickup, this time of 10 yards for Tanner Wilkie. And that is now still a perfect day for Wilkie, 4 for 4. It was a back-to-back passes. He goes to Landon Lingenfelter. 1st and 10 to the Bulldogs' 38-yard line, 9:50 left to go in the third quarter. Lincoln East and the Spartans driving on their second series of their first series of today is the pitch now to Huxton Cat. Cat is going nowhere as there is Owen Shea. Unblocked, gets right to the running back. A loss of 2 for Huxton Cat. And in this first drive of the second half, first big stop for the Bulldogs with a 1-yard loss off of Huxton Cat. Because of that, 2nd and 11 with now 9:05 left to go on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. Turner Wilkie rolling to his right, looking to throw over into the vicinity. My good heavens! Picked up by one Dominic Velasquez. Connor Stifler had his hands on that football and it went right through it into Velasquez's gloves. Another first down, this time an 11-yard pickup for Turner Wilkie. As Velasquez there with the reception, lucky that Stifler couldn't clamp the hands down and get that interception. But now it's 1st and 10 at the Bulldog 26. Huxton Cat up the middle again. Owen Shea is there as well as Colton Altig. The first Bulldog to be on the scene. A pickup of 2 yards for Huxton Cat. It's now, well, they changed it down to just 1 yard. It's 2nd down and 9 for the Spartans. Man, I mean, that was just me. I'm talking that Connor Stifler almost interception, near inches from being the first turnover in today's game to go the way of the Bulldogs. But Spartans still driving. 7:50 left to go in the third quarter. 2nd and 9. Turner Wilkie in the shotgun, stepping back, looking to the far sideline. He'll go towards the end zone, over the head of his intended receiver, Sam Sutko. 2 Bulldog defenders were in the vicinity, being Carter Still, as well as Tiernan Van Alec for North Platte, and that's an incomplete pass first today for Turner Wilkie. 3rd down and 9 as the clock stops at 7:41 left to go in the third quarter on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. Big potential stop here for North Platte High School as they look to stop the driving Lincoln East offense. Quick pass over to Najee Brown. Brown balls forward. And Najee Brown might have gotten enough for the first with that extra effort, and Najee Brown picks up 11. As Turner Wilkie makes another reception, another pass, a completed pass to Najee Brown of 11 yards. Now at the Bulldogs' 16-yard line. As I agree with Jeff Smeltzer, who just messaged into me, Lincoln East is playing a dangerous game with their passing. A lot of risky plays from Turner Wilkie might result in an interception. Play action pass. Wilkie going towards the end zone and knocked away. Ian Remza once again in great coverage. Jumped in front of the route that was intended for Najee Brown and swatted it away. Beautiful, beautiful coverage from Haremza. And now it's 2nd and 10 at the Bulldogs' 16-yard line. As Turner Wilkie stares down the 4 different wide receivers he has on the field. 2 to the far side, 2 to the near side. Huxton Cat still in at running back. Quick pass now to Najee Brown on the near sideline. He's wrapped up by Ty Hanneborg, and that quick pass from Wilkie will get all the way down to, it looks like, the 8-yard line. So a 3rd down and 2 following the 8-yard pickup by Najee Brown. Huge 3rd and 2 for the North Platte defense. Once again, 4 wide receivers spread out. Huxton Cat, the running back, next to Turner Wilkie. Wilkie going to take it himself. It's going to get absolutely brutally whopped by Owen Shea, who comes blitzing up the middle, untouched, and stops Turner Wilkie. A big loss, and here comes, it looks like, maybe the field goal unit for the first time today. As that's a loss of 4 from Turner Wilkie, who went on the quarterback sneak himself and got walloped by Owen Shea. As the kick is up. And it's right through the middle, but good stop from North Platte as Cooper Wilkeson kicks the extra point. 17-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. But once again, the Bulldog defense bending but not breaking. After what had been a dominant drive from Lincoln East and the Spartans, they started all the way back at their own 27-yard line, went all the way to the Bulldog Bulldog 8-yard line before Owen Shea comes blitzing up the middle, untouched, stopping Turner Wilkie on the run. And with that, the field goal unit came out for Lincoln East. They kicked that field goal good, 17-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. As here comes Wilkeson again. Correction, that's Reed Meaves be kicking for Spartans. As the kick is up, high, arcing back past Ty Hanneborg, as well as Liam Bargel, and it goes out the back. North Platte will take over once again, trailing 17-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. And the Bulldogs. Now, can this be the offensive drive that they've been looking for all day today? 1st and 10 at their own 20. Carter still in at quarterback. And a flag's going to be called. I think that's going to be a delay of game, as North Platte got confused on who was needed on the field or was going to be on the field. And with that, a penalty to start off their first drive of the 3rd quarter. Not what North Platte was hoping for. And with that, 1st and 15 now for North Platte. Here on their own 15-yard line. As up the middle, Owen Shea with it. With some daylight, Owen Shea crosses 2 yards past the original line of scrimmage. A pickup of 7 yards for Owen Shea. To make it 2nd down and 9. Still 17-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. Favor of the Spartans of Lincoln East. Nice run by Owen Shea to start off this drive following the penalty, as we have a downed Lincoln High Spartan. That's Huxton Cat cramping up, and he'll now saunter his way back to the sideline. Timeout's brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. His location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B, as well as our other sponsors for today's game. Hands of Heartland. Hands of Heartland has offered support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998 and bringing those services to the North Platte area. So the Dogs retake the field again, trailing 17-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. Carter still under center, 2nd and 9. In motion was Brecken Corkow. The handoff to Shea off the right side. Puts his head down, trying to keep the legs turning, but a sea of blue jerseys inhibit his progress. And that might be a 1-yard pickup for Owen Shea off that right side. They'll give him 2. So 3rd and 7 for North Platte's offense. Going to be interested to see if they're going to try a pitch play, which so far has not been successful. But now might be the time. As holding there on the far side was Caleb Neidhart, as he'll walk back. And with 9 seconds, the Bulldogs will reset. 4:47 left to go here before the end of the third quarter. The pitch out to Caleb Neidhart. He has some daylight. He breaks through one tackle and falls forward. He won't get enough for the first down. It'll be mighty close, maybe 2 yards short. It will be 2 yards short. 4th and 2. And the Dogs are going to go for it. First 4th down attempt here for North Platte High School. It's Caleb Neidhart. Picks up 5. 4th and 2 for North Platte at their own 28-yard line. Wouldn't be shocked if Owen Shea keeps it himself. In motion, Brecken Corkow off the right side. Owen Shea, does he get the first? It's going to be so close. He might have made it. Where are they going to spot the ball? And they're going to give Owen Shea the first down. Just by a hair, Owen Shea picks up 2. And North Platte gets their first down of the of the third quarter, trailing 17-0 with 3:43 left to go. And still, again, under center, Owen Shea right behind him. In motion, Brecken Corkow. Still going to keep it himself, gut up the middle, and he'll get a solid maybe 3-4 yards. We'll see where the officials spot him. Carter still right behind Owen Shea following the big running back. That's a 3-yard pickup for Carter Still. North Platte making some good headway here in this third quarter. Still trailing 17-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. Still. Now I'm going to hand it off. Here off the right side with it, Owen Shea. And he might have gotten just 2, if generous. He was swung down from behind by Will Manning. And Owen Shea did pick up 2. So with that, it's 3rd down and 5. For the Bulldogs offense, 2:40 left to go on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard in the third quarter. Dogs looking to score for the first time in this ball game. As Keegan Klaus, now the power back, taking over for Owen Shea. And still, as Corkow in motion, the pitch out to Brecken Corkow. Some great blocks. He cuts back upfield. There is going to be a flag thrown at the line of scrimmage. We might be seeing a hold as head coach Kurt Altig slapping his hands together. Another mistake by North Platte. A hold up front will cost them on what was a 3rd and 5. Oh, it's going to be a block in the back instead of a hold, but it will still go against the Bulldogs. So instead of it being 3rd down and 5, now officials going to back up the Bulldog offense. We'll see where they stop at. Taking the long stroll all the way back to the Bulldog 25-yard line. A 10-yard penalty makes it 3rd and 15 with 2:14 left to go in the third quarter on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. Carter Still under center. Forcal was in motion, still stepping back, looking to throw, has some pressure in the pocket, looking, throwing it, and it is almost intercepted. His intended target, Sam Ewing, he threw it into a sea of blue jerseys. There was Huxton Cat as well as Keaton Springer in the vicinity, and now North Platte, after what had been a promising drive, another mistake with a block in the back. Now brings out the punt unit once again for the Bulldogs. 17-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. Carter Still, wobbly kick as it goes towards the sideline. Couple of good North Platte bounces. And it skips out of bounds at the Lincoln East 39-yard line. And with 1:52 left to go before the start of the fourth quarter, North Platte now looking to once again force either a big stop and get the ball back, or at least force Lincoln East to kick another field goal. Now still on the field, Turner Wilkie at quarterback. Ryan Manning is on the sideline, doesn't look injured, so after a successful drive from Wilkie, he still is in the game. Wilkie stepping back, quick throw into the flat to the near receiver, which is Sam Sutko. Sutko breaking through 2 tackles. He's at the 20-yard line, breaks another. He lost the football and then picks it back up at the 20. But Sam Sutko started all the way back at the Lincoln East 38-yard line, makes his way all the way to the 20. Breaking through multiple tackles, and now it's red zone once again for Wilkie and the Spartans. The handoff that's Kyle Campbell. Campbell spinning forward as he'll fall close to the 10-yard line. He'll get marked at the Bulldog 12. That was 46 yards from Sam Sutko. Now it's 2nd down and 2 to go at the Bulldog 11-yard line as Kyle Campbell getting his first rushes of the second half. Now under 50 seconds left to go before the end of the third quarter. Wilkie in the shotgun formation. Now going to hand the ball off to Campbell. He's stopped immediately by Blake Tonkinson. And then after that, Colton Altig as well as Jake Kincaid were there to thwart any more momentum from Campbell. And that's a loss of 2 to make it 3rd down and 4. Kyle Campbell saw a lot of white immediately as he touched the ball. And here comes a big 3rd down potential stop for the Bulldogs defense. Wilkie rolling to his right, looking towards the end zone. Oh, and it's going to be picked up. Did he fall in? No, he did not. That is Landon Lingenfelter, who not only gets the first down, but gets the ball all the way to the 1-yard line. A pickup of 10 yards for Landon Lingenfelter, and that's how this third quarter comes to an end. Lincoln East threatening to score once more. We'll step aside and we'll take a break. When we come back, it is fourth quarter action on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Allison just won a popularity contest.
Oh, thank you.
You're almost as popular as the Runza Southwest Chicken Salad.
Oh, what? Because it has crispy chicken, shredded cheddar, tortilla strips, taco seasoning, and salsa?
And Southwest Ranch. And yes,
I'd be more popular if I came with Southwest Ranch.
we all would. Come get the Southwest Chicken Salad at Runza today. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
We're local, we're friendly, and we're fast. You gotta
Fresh straight out of glass, locally owned, and unlike the big nationwide glass companies, they personally care about each and every one.
Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Seacrest Field, FM 98.1, AM 1410. It currently is at the moment A 17-0 lead for Lincoln High and the Spartans as they are threatening to score at the start here of the fourth quarter. Timeouts brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group, his location. First and goal at the 1-yard line for the Bulldogs. A handoff from Kyle Campbell up the middle, and he's in for a touchdown. 1-yard touchdown run from Kyle Campbell increases the Lincoln East lead. It's now 23-0. 11:56 left to go on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. As North Platte struggling to make the stops down the line here is up to kick. Cooper Wilkeson that's up, and it is good. 24-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. Timeouts brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group on the one-ways in North Platte, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. As well as Justin Thompson Agency with American Family Insurance. With the ever-changing industry standards, they pride themselves on top-notch customer service no matter what type of insurance you're looking for. Farm, ranch, auto, home, or commercial, they have the answer for all of your needs. And with 11:56 left to go now in the fourth quarter, North Platte trailing 24-0 and are still trying to find some momentum to go their way as deep to return Liam Bargell as well as Ty Hanneborg for the Bulldogs. Kick return team. They looked good in their last offensive series before a block in the back once again cost them all the momentum, which Lincoln East then capitalized on as Meaves with a very, very high kick received at the 5-yard line by Ty Hanneborg. Hanneborg with some daylight. He's at the 30-yard line. Ty Hanneborg at the 40. He's got one man to beat, being the kicker Meaves, and he falls forward to the Lincoln East 45. Ty Hanneborg got the kick return at the 5-yard line, makes it all the way to the 45. 55-yard return from the senior. And for the first time today, North Platte High School will start their drive in Lincoln East territory. Is this the time that they can capitalize off of a big kick return from Ty Hanneborg? Still under center. Owen Shea right behind him. Actually, correction, that's Keegan Klaus. Klaus putting his head down, and Keegan Klaus is met after a 3-yard pickup by Huxton Cat. And Keegan Klaus, who is in for Owen Shea to give Shea some rest. They say only gained 2 yards. 2nd down and 8 for the Bulldogs offense, trailing 24-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard in the fourth quarter. 3 wide receivers on the field now for North Platte. As rolling to his left, Carter Still looking downfield. He's tackled from behind and at least maybe have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Elijah Guts immediately tore his helmet off and takes a knee after he tackled Carter Still holding on to the ball just a bit too long as he couldn't find anybody open on the pass. As Goots will come out. But now here comes a huge 3rd and 8 for the Dogs after a big pickup from Ty Hanneborg on the initial kickoff to get it into Lincoln East territory for the first time. Can the Dogs keep their drive alive? In motion, Neidhart. Carter's still going to keep it himself. He drives in, keeps the legs turning. It's going to be 2 yards short, but a big 6-yard pickup for Still, and it looks like North Platte will go for it. Still on the second effort, keeping the legs turning. Picked up an extra 4 yards after getting initial contact at around the 47-yard line, and now he's made it to the 37. It's 4th and 2 with Owen Shea back in at running back. North Platte were 1 for 1 on their 4th down attempts earlier today. Shea off the right side. He's going to get the ball. Oh, no, it's on the floor. Oh, no. A fumble by the North Platte offense, and it goes from bad to worse. A turnover for the Dogs on what would have been a successful 4th down conversion. Stripped out of the hands as Xander Zuniga picks it up. The first turnover for North Platte, and it comes after they were going to convert their second 4th down attempt of the ball game. And now here comes Lincoln East the other way once more. Ryan Manning in at quarterback. 2 wide receivers to the near side. 1 to the near side, 2 to the far side. Manning rolling to his right, looking to throw. Stepping up in the pocket now, trying to spray from a sea of white jerseys. He can't do it as Blake Tonkinson first on the scene for North Platte. It's a sack, and with that, Will Manning will lose yards, 3 to be exact. Ryan Manning will lose 3, as Will Manning was there trying to apply the block to give his brother Ryan Manning some extra space. But 2nd and 13 with 9:34 left to go in the 4th quarter. Pistol formation once again for the Spartans. Manning going to pitch it, or actually fake the pitch, has a wide open man being Tucker. Tucker here at the 35-yard line, getting tackled by a sea of white jerseys. Trey Burke as well as Ian Haremza as Colton Tucker. Able to go from Lincoln East zone 31-yard line now to the 38-yard line. Pickup of 7 on the toss from Ryan Manning. As Tucker picks up his first reception today. Big 3rd down and 6 for Lincoln East. In motion with it comes Sutko. Low snap. Manning in some trouble now, rolling to his right. Owen Shea trips up Ryan Manning. We have a scuffle on the far side, almost as Ty Hanneborg as well as Harrison Danowitz get into it, in a late flag that's going to go, it looks like, against Danowitz. Ryan Manning unfortunately got a low snap from his center, Keel Pelton. He was able to recover, rolled to his right, tried to find an open man, gets tripped up from behind by Owen Shea. But on the far side, Ty Hanneborg as well as Harrison Danowitz got into a scuffle of some extracurricular pushing and shoving, and as Hanneborg was walking away, Danowitz shoved Ty Hanneborg, and the officials saw it. Will they call double? Now the question is, are they going to call also one against Ty Hanneborg? No, they will not. So Harrison Danowitz gets called for the personal foul, and it's, of course, a loss of down. Going to be 4th down as on comes the punting unit for Lincoln East, as they lead 24-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Holt's scoreboard. 4th down and a very, very long, it looks like 21 yards. As Reed Meaves up to kick, back to return is Ty Hanneborg for the Bulldogs. Scores on that 55-yard kick return to start off following the previous score from Lincoln East. Now can he create another big opportunity off the special teams? High end-over-end kick. He'll call for the fair catch and picks it up at the 43-yard line in North Platte territory. With 8:36, North Platte now gets another opportunity offensively. Can they get out of their own way? Last time out, it was a fumble by Keegan Klaus officially, which resulted in Lincoln East picking up the ball. The Dogs were going to go 2 for 2 as they went for it on 4th down. And Klaus unfortunately lost the football, and now it's 24-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Holt's scoreboard. Can Carter still lead a touchdown drive? As he'll step back, roll to his right, look to throw, and once again from the backside, it's Elijah Guts, as he just goes completely untouched. As Callan Newton once again gets blown up And he'll sub out, and I think checking in for North Platte High School, Grayson Couts for Newton. As yet again, Newton having trouble on the left side of the line against Elijah Goots. It's now 2nd and 16 for the North Platte offense. In motion was Brecken Corkow. Still lost the football again, and it's a turnover as the ball fumbled by Carter Still. He couldn't hold on, and it just magically falls into Huxton Cat's hands. Second turnover today for North Platte. And what goes from worse to even more worse. And it's 1st and 10 for Lincoln East at the Bulldog 40-yard line with 7:49 left to go. Ryan Manning in at quarterback. Late check-in for Lincoln East, Sam Sutko. Also in, Brecken Spencer. As Manning steps back. Quick wide receiver screen now to Spencer. Spencer at the 35. He spins and keeps the feet alive as he almost stepped out of bounds, and the officials do say he steps out at the 30-yard line. A 10-yard pickup for Brecken Spence. And now it's 1st and 10 at the Bulldog 29-yard line. Ryan Manning in a quarterback right beside him, Kyle Campbell, the junior. 3 wide receivers to the far side. Guts to the near side. Manning hands off to Campbell. Campbell juking his way through the line of scrimmage and now to the 25-yard line. A pickup of 5 yards for Kyle Campbell makes it second. Well, they'll say it's only a 4-yard pickup. 2nd and 6 now at the Bulldog 25 with 7:20 left to go in the ball game. On our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard, as Landon Lingenfelter checks in alongside also Brecken Spencer. 2 wide receivers to the far side, Lingenfelter, Najee Brown, as well as Sam Sutko. As once again, Kyle Campbell up the middle, dragging Blake Tonkinson past the first down marker. 6-yard pickup for Kyle Campbell as Lincoln East keeps eating the clock away. As running off the field now goes Caden Brex. And onto the field for Lincoln East, Dominic Velasquez, as well as Xander Zuniga. Actually, correction, that's going to be Elijah Goots. As Manning with 4 wide receivers steps back, looking towards the right. Quick throw to Najee Brown, who picks it up, but there immediately is Ty Hanneborg with the tackle. So Najee Brown picks up 3 yards, and now a flag on the field again. This on the far side, where Najee Brown and Ty Hanneborg were having a little bit of a conversation. And this time it might bite the rear end of Ty Hanneborg. We'll see where it goes, but both Brown and Hanneborg were having a talk as they were running back to their respective sides. It would have been a pickup of 4 yards for Najee Brown. Wow, they're going to give the unsportsmanlike again to this time to Najee Brown, as that's the first unsportsmanlike for Brown today. As if you are somebody who watches baseball for not only North Platte High but FMBO and of course now the Great Plains Health Squad, you know Ty Hanneborg can get underneath some people's skins and he will not let up with it. And that's now back-to-back times that he has gotten a person on the opposing side to commit a penalty. It's an unsportsmanlike against Najee Brown. The second penalty, or excuse me, the first unsportsmanlike for Brown today. So it's 2nd and 22 now for Lincoln East with 6:17 left to go in the 4th quarter. As the officials having a longer now conversation around the ball at the Lincoln East 31-yard line. As they get whatever they were having their conversation sorted out. Colton Tucker is checked in. He'll be standing to the left of Ryan Manning. Behind him, Kyle Campbell. Manning in that shotgun formation now. Low snap, rolling to his left. Throwing, and it's almost intercepted! Sam Ewing had a beautiful jump on the route. It was a short throw intended for Landon Lingenfelter. Ewing noticed it, jumped the route, and slipped and did not hold on to the football. Another opportunity for a North Platte potential interception that goes through their hands. But it's 3rd and 22. Now for Lincoln East at the Bulldogs' 31-yard line. 6:03 left to go in the fourth quarter. Manning stepping back, quick throw. That's to Spencer. Spencer now at the 25, cuts back upfield as Spencer gets oddly close to the first down. Brecken Spencer, almost on that long third down, converts. That is a pickup, I think, of 19 yards from Brecken Spencer. Crazy, and I think, Lincoln East is going to go for it. Following the 19-yard pickup from Spencer. 4th down and 5 for the Spartans. 5:25 left to go on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. Manning, quick throw to the far side to Spencer once again, but it's no good as he is tackled down. Sam Ewing making a big stop and another turnover on downs. For Lincoln East, they went with the same quick throw that got Spencer those 19 yards, but this time to the opposite side of the field, and North Platte was ready. And with 5:17 left to go on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard, the Dogs will take over once again offensively, trailing 24-0. As one wide receiver to the near side, being Colton Altig. As once again, Carter Still, sophomore, gets under center. Keegan Klaus right behind him. The pitch now out to Ty Hanneborg. Hanneborg bouncing around and is tackled down just at the ankles. Landon Lingenfelter wrapping up Ty Hanneborg for a loss of 2. Hanneborg had a little bit of a clear path, but Lingenfelter right around the legs tripped up Ty Hanneborg, and that is a loss of 2 for North Platte. With 4:49 left to go, it's 2nd down and 12 here in the fourth quarter. Neidhart in motion. Quick throw, popped up in the air and almost intercepted. Colton Altig had it in his hands. It flew out of his hands, and for almost a second straight drive, Huxton Cat almost picked the ball off, as now Cat is on the floor, looking like he cramped up yet again. And with that, we'll step aside and take a break. 24-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. 4:40 left to go in the ball game on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Beauty of downtown North Platte and enjoy lunch or dinner at the Cedar Room. The Cedar Room is an unparalleled restaurant experience with this unique atmosphere where modern meets rustic. Enjoy a handcrafted cocktail made with the freshest ingredients by a master mixologist while dining from their delicious American fusion cuisine menu. Make a reservation by calling 308-532-4825 or reserve online at thecedarroomne.com. The Cedar Room, 505 North Dewey in beautiful downtown North Platte.
North Platte Coast Sports.
Welcome back here to Seacrest, FM 98.1, AM 1410, 24-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull's scoreboard. The Dogs with a long 3rd and 12 at their own 13-yard line. Once again, under center, Carter Still almost picked off in his last pass attempt. Brecken Corkow in motion. Still stepping back, looking to throw. Still looking. Throws to Corkow on the flat of the 10, and there's just a sea of blue jerseys there to welcome him. Colton Tucker, the first Lincoln East defender there, as well as Joe Wagley. And it looks like Brecken Corkow at least got back to the line of scrimmage. It's 4th down and 12. Timeouts brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group on the one-ways, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. As well as Hands of Heartland. Hands of Heartland has offered support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998 and bringing those services to the North Platte area. High booming kick as Lingenfelter drops the ball at the 40. He picks it right back up, and then is swarm tackled from behind by Brecken Korkow. And with 3:51 left to go, here comes Lincoln East yet again on the field as Turner Wilkie, the quarterback now, who will be driving the ship with 3:51 in the fourth quarter. 24-0 lead for Lincoln East. Wilkie in that pistol formation with, I believe, right behind him being Kyle Campbell, as they'll hand it off to Campbell. Campbell up the middle. He goes, driving the legs forward and falls down to the Bulldog 42-yard line. A pickup of 6 for Kyle Campbell. Has had a more productive second half, now up to 37 total rushing yards. At one point had 14 going out of the halftime. As checking now in comes the big man, Robbie Merton. Now at left tackle, Wilkie in the shotgun. Once again, Campbell immediately stuffed by Owen Shea. As yet again, Owen Shea, who's having himself a game defensively and offensively, bursting up the middle and making a big hit on Kyle Campbell. It's a loss of 2 for the Spartans with 2:50 left to go. Owen Shea having a real strong performance for North Platte, even if the offense and defense has had its ups and downs. But Owen Shea has been a real bright spot. And with 2:36 now, Turner Wilkie in the shotgun. 3rd and 6 on our State Farm agent Bobby Holt's scoreboard. Wilkie rolling to his left, looking downfield, quickly throwing, and that is going to be picked up by Caleb Wilcox. And that's enough for the first down. A pickup of 10 yards by Caleb Wilcox, getting his first reception today from Wilkie. Another 10 yards. As it's 1st and 10 at the Bulldog 27-yard line. To the far side, Isaac Tomhave, as well as here to the near side, Keaton Springer. As Wilkie pitches it now to Kyle Campbell. Campbell at the 25-yard line has some blocks. Now at the 10 is pushed out of bounds before a late hit comes in from Connor Stifler out of bounds, and that's going to be another penalty for North Platte. A very undisciplined game today for the Bulldogs, and that last hit just out of pure frustration from Stifler as he hits Kyle Campbell, who was clearly out of bounds, and instead of it being at the Bulldog 11-yard line, they're going to make it 1st and goal now at the Bulldog 6-yard line. So 1st and goal for Lincoln East with 2:17 left to go on the Bulldog 6-yard line. Going with that power set, Turner Wilkie has Kyle Campbell right behind him. Wilkie to Campbell. Up the middle goes Kyle Campbell into a sea of white. And he'll push the pile forward to the Bulldog 4-yard line. Actually, let's see where they spot it at the 3. So 3-yard pickup for Kyle Campbell. As checking out Colton Tucker runs off. And in comes Brecken Spencer as well as Caleb Wilcox for the Spartans with 1:41 left to go here in the fourth quarter, leading 24-0. 7 seconds on the play clock, 4 seconds left to go as Wilkie to Campbell. No, again, the Bulldogs are there to make the stop. As first on the scene, Trayton Burke there to stop Kyle Campbell at the point of attack. He might have lost 2 yards, did Kyle Campbell. With 1:10 left to go, they're just going to keep the clock winding down as Chase Cole checks in, as well as Keaton Springer. They'll say he at least got back to the original line of scrimmage, Kyle Campbell did. 3rd down and goal at the Bulldog 2-yard line. Pistol formation. Wilkie to Campbell on the pitch. Nobody there at home yet again as Owen Shea, untouched, bursts into the backfield and stops Kyle Campbell for another big loss. As 40 seconds left to go, at least an 8-second difference between the play clock and the game clock. But how about Owen Shea yet again bursting through an opening in the gap on the pitch, stopping Kyle Campbell. 4-yard loss and another big play by Owen Shea. What we'll probably see here, maybe Lincoln East run, or maybe at least get the delay game call. Nope, they're going to go for it on 4th down. They're going to pitch it now to Kyle Campbell. Campbell maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. He will, and that is how, unfortunately, though, this game looks to come to an end for North Platte as the clock winds out. And it is a 24-0. Well, we'll see, actually. They'll still have 2 seconds left, but they'll waste that final 2 seconds, and that's how this game will come to an end. A 24-0 victory for Lincoln East and the Spartans. The Dogs had plenty of opportunities in this game, not only to make some big plays, but to find some consistency, but unfortunately, this time, unlike last week, their own personal mistakes got in the way, and because of that, with 2 seconds left to go, Carter Still will snap it and hand it off to, actually keep it himself, and he'll fall forward for a 6-yard pickup, and that's how the game will come to an end. North Platte now 0-2 on the season. Fall to Lincoln East and the Spartans 24-0 on our State Farm agent Bobby Hull scoreboard. And really the talk of the game is just going to boil down to the ifs and what ifs, because North Platte had plenty of opportunities today to not only take advantage of a Lincoln East team that struggled mightily against Elkhorn South, but maybe more importantly would have made some big divots offensively to get momentum on their side after a pretty disappointing performance offensively against Kearney last week. And to be honest, there were spurts of this game where you could say, yes, the offense really did look like it made some good ground after a tough game against the Bearcats last week. But it all kind of just gets negated out because of the personal mistakes that the team was doing, shooting themselves in the foot with penalty after penalty after penalty after penalty. Whenever they were making small little strides, again, those 2-3 yards that were slowly but steadily wearing down the Lincoln East defensive line, they would get a big hold call or a block in the back and move it back 10 yards, and the drive would essentially be over. And because of that, Lincoln East took advantage of it. Turner Wilkie as well as Ryan Manning making some big plays, not only through the air, but also with their legs. And that's what helped the Spartans keep their lead and just slowly but steadily grew upon it before the game ended here. 24-0 is the victory for Lincoln East and the Spartans. North Platte now 0-2 on the year. Lincoln East 1-1 as the Bulldogs will now go back home to take on Norfolk next week for game number 3 of their season. And still more things to draw up on the drawing board when they get back home to North Platte. And I think, I don't know if I'll use the word disappointing, but I think what makes this game, feel much worse than last week is just last week, even though North Platte was struggling offensively, they weren't really beating themselves in terms of mistakes. They had one super late turnover, of course, in the rain from Shane Patterson. But outside of that, they only had one penalty to go along again with the one super-duper late turnover. But this week, the offensive line really was getting physical and really taking it to Lincoln East, which is known for its physical front five, front seven on the defensive side specifically. But it was just the penalties, the careless mistakes, the penalties that just kept racking up series after series. I wouldn't say play after play, but each series at least had one back-breaking penalty, which always felt like on third down. And because of that, North Platte falls to the Spartans of Lincoln East 24-0. Step aside, take a break. We come back. Quick stop post-game show on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and video live streaming on our Cedar Room live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
It's game time at Bill Summers Ford Honda Nissan during their kickoff sales event. Score big with winning deals and tackle fall savings on over 300 new and pre-owned vehicles right on the lot. Don't miss your chance to drive home a victory. Only at Bill Summers Ford Honda Nissan. Ready to score? Stop out today or visit BillSummers.com 24/7. And you'll be a winner.
Dave's Place is back.
That's right. Dave's Place is back open, but this time at a brand new location. Come check us out at our new Dave's Place, just north of Walmart at 502 East Francis.
But don't worry, we haven't changed the best of Dave's Place. They're the best wings in town. And the best pizza, too.
And the family atmosphere you always want, just at a new stop. Dave's Place is now open at 502 East Francis in North Platte. Dine-in, carry-out, or DoorDash.
Whoop, whoop.
Plains Community College rodeo team charges into the Wild West Arena for the Stampede. September 11th through the 13th. This 3-day rodeo will feature MPCC's first national champion bull rider, Trace Garlamay, and the best cowboys and cowgirls in the Great Plains region. Shoots open at 7 p.m. each night. Tickets only $10 at the gate. Kids 10 and under get it free. Who will earn the gold buckle? It's the Mid-Plains Community College Stampede. Let's ride.
Come on in, roll up our sleeves. There's a lot of work. Kevin and Greg at Select Abbey Carpet and Tile have over 30 years combined experience in the flooring business. Pick out the carpet or flooring you like and leave the rest to them. They'll take you from, oh my, I need a new floor, to wow, my floor looks awesome. We're ready for you. You'll love the ending when you start at Select Abbey Carpet and Tile, 501 East Francis, North Platte.
Kylie is a Runza burger lover.
Especially if it's smothered with sauteed onions and French onion dip and topped with Swiss cheese.
Ah, sounds like you just had the French onion burger at Runza.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Are you crying?
Yeah, it's the onions. Wait, are you crying?
Yeah, because I love the French onion burger. Come get yours today. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Think summer's over? Not till Ogallala said so. Come and enjoy the fun in the Ogallala Indian Summer Rendezvous, September 18th through the 20th. 3 days of music, food, art, history, and so much more. There's something for the entire family. Line up in the parade, enjoy opening ceremonies, and cruise the car show. Indulge in the crowd favorite chili cook-off. Spend the weekend dancing and taking in all the live shows. Ogallala Indian Summer Rendezvous, brought to you by the Keith County Chamber of Commerce. Promotion paid for by Keith County Visitor Committee.
Here's Dr. Tom Pratt from Pratt Dental in North Platte. Tell us about BioClip.
This is a way of restoring teeth where we're not talking crowns or veneers. It's a single visit restoration. It feels stronger. It feels more reinforced. It feels more invested in the tooth.
So how's the feedback?
Patients have been very happy with it. I get a lot of them that say, you're never allowed to do anything else. That's what it's all about.
Pratt Dental, 1301 South Willow. Find more information online at prattdental.com.
Who's there?
The new buyer of your home.
Wow. How do you know we were selling?
We talked with Shane Mock with Lashley Land Residential. He was your listing agent. Shane knew all the ins and outs about your home and knew it would be perfect for us.
Whether you're buying or selling, Shane Mock with Lashley Land Residential will assist you from start to finish. Talk with Shane, and you too can mock it sold.
Experience the new Great Plains Health Sports and Therapy Building at 120 West Leota in North Platte, featuring Nebraska's first zero-G 3D unit for advanced balance training, pediatric therapy suite, therapy pool, hand therapy center, and sports performance gym. Call 308-568-7456 to schedule your appointment today. Great Plains Health, comprehensive care for recovery, rehabilitation, and performance.
Health is our mission.
When the leaves start falling and the temps start dropping, do your windows keep the cold out or let it in? From foggy panes and drafts to cracked or outdated glass, Larry's Glass can help you cozy up your home before winter hits. Repairs, replacements, even custom storm windows. Call Larry's Glass in North Platte today and stay warm, safe, and energy smart all season long. Larry's Glass, 211 West 5th, where quality meets clarity. The Bulldogs play here on FM 98.1 and 1410 AM, KOOQ. Merrick's Ranch House. Lunch specials Tuesday through Saturday with 2 sides, just $10. See them on Facebook. Dine in, order online, use DoorDash, or just call for carryout. Merrick's.
Quick Stop post-game wrap-up. Quick Stop never closes with 24 locations open 24 hours a day.
Welcome back here. It is our Quick Stop post-game show. 27 locations open 24 hours a day. I'm joined by head coach Kurt Altig here in the Seacrest Upper Press Box. Coach, 24-0 loss. You're 0-2 to start the year. And I talked to you as you were walking up here. I felt like overall, I thought it was much better in terms of the offense. We talked last week. It felt like Kearney was the more physical team. It felt like today you guys were able to meet the same physicality that, Lincoln East had, but penalties after penalties are what really caused most of the damage for your offense today.
I think we did a really good job of being physical on the defensive side. We kind of threw them fits at times. And then offensively, we just didn't, for whatever reason, have that same kind of intensity. And, and they stymied us up front. And it's fairly shocking because, it's the same guys for the most part on defense and on offense. And, and then every time we do a few things here or there, we'd get a flag, which with young teams you get. It was just a shame that, offensively we didn't meet their physicality all the time.
Yeah, and it felt like a lot of those penalties, it came at the worst times because it was on those plays that actually looked like you guys were making good headway. That 4th down that you guys went for, and of course the fumble then, but you'd make some really big gains in the offense, and then it'd be a hold or a block in the back, which you said is not what you guys were living up to, and it's kind of a shock just in the contrast from one week to another from, the praise you had last week, only 1 penalty, to this week. I think I've lost count of how many went across the offensive side.
Yeah, I think the flags were, pretty even on both sides. I know they got a lot more personal fouls than we did.
Tommy Hannibal can get under your skin every once in a
while.
And
our one was more of a hustle play, and he just, didn't quite let up soon enough. But, the biggest thing is, and I told the guys after the game, I said, we had them where we want them, Bulldog football style. They were dying in that 4th quarter. They had guys every play on the ground. But we spotted them 24 points and we couldn't get anything rolling offensively. But we're going to fix that. We're going to go and we're going to put some young guys in there and see what they can do. To bring back a little bit of physicality, because, still watching that game, we're one guy's block every time from having a big play. And, we have some guys that can get it done, and it's my job to put them on the field and put them in positions to be successful. And so that's what we're going to do.
And talk about that defense. Going into halftime, only 14 points was the lead for Lincoln East, 14-0, and they end the game, 24-0. So really, as you said, the game was in your hands. Your defense was really giving this team some fits, even though the total yards might look a little skewed at 371 total offensive yards. That doesn't show how tough this Lincoln East team was really having to go through your defense, because time after time, it was either Owen Shea, Trayton Burke flying across the field to make a big open field tackle, or really swarming the ball at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, we focused on that all fall, is just getting 11 hats to the ball every time, and those guys are tired of me in practice, because when we're not, all 11 guys aren't there, we're doing up downs, and we did a good job there. They ran. I don't know how many offensive plays they ran, but I'm sure they doubles up. And when you have your defense on the field the whole time, and they got some dynamic playmakers, to our defensive credit, I think in the first half they really made two plays. One was just a good coverage by Ty, and the kid just threw it open, and the other kid made an incredible play. And there's a couple times we had breakdowns in coverage, but for the most part, we played really well. I think statistic wise, they started 5 of the 6 drives in the first half inside our 45-yard line.
Yep.
So that's tough. When you're putting your defense in that kind of position, it's tough. But I thought our defense rallied really well, and they played well. Now our job is to sustain some drives offensively, and you got to score points. If you don't score any points, you're going to lose every game.
Yep, that's right. There's the key to success is, of course, scoring points. We will talk next week as well about the practice regimen and what you're really focusing on. And it's so sometimes tough to pinpoint where to begin on some of the things offensively. But when you take that time, that drive home today, and you get to watch some of the tape, immediately what is the first thing you're going to circle on to show the team on Monday or Sunday, whenever you do your first practice, that this you need to really hit home about?
For the most part, it'll just be we're a big eyes forward team for the most part. But we'll look at the film and we'll just break it down to guys because I imagine we might have some different faces in places next week. And sometimes competition breeds excellence. So if you have a guy across the line from you and you want a spot, go take it. And again, I think scheme wise, we come out and we do what we want to do. The only problem is that we have just a few guys that don't make the cut. And the ultimate team game is football, 11 on 11. And if you are playing 9 on 11, bad things are going to happen to you. But we grew a lot from last game to this game. Now we just need to take that next step and put some points on the board.
Yeah, and I think there's a good point, Headway, that you kind of bring into the evolution from last week to this week. It is quite different. You can really see the team did take I think an overall, I hate this, you can't say really positive after a lot of the mistakes you made, but I think in general terms, they did take a nice step in a good direction. It's now, can they take not just one, but maybe 2 steps forward in against Norfolk next weekend? I don't really hate to talk about, the ebbs and flows of what a schedule looks like. Pretty tough opening schedule. Lincoln East, a really strong team last year and this year. Kearney, of course, as we all know, some people say is top 10. Some people say is outside looking in top 10. And now you get into a part of the schedule where I can't say it lets up a little bit, but the teams that you'll be facing, Norfolk, Lincoln Northeast, and Columbus, aren't of the same stature of Lincoln East and, Kearney. Does it make you think maybe at the right time you've seen some of these teams after getting through the first 2 games, well, albeit very tough, you can at least go into some of these games where maybe you can fit a little bit better and maybe compete a little better against some of them.
It's more as young of a team as we have as well, just that game experience.
Yep.
There's that's another game under our belt, and although we don't like the outcome, we can break down film and say, hey, these are the things that we're doing well. We're playing tough physical defense. Now we need to take that over to the offensive side of the ball. And like I said, we put in some young guys today to have them make plays, and they kind of sparked us. But when you put young guys in, sometimes they're a little loose with the football or, loose with their hands. But, at that point we were battling, and, we just didn't quite get to where we wanted. Obviously, we didn't put any points on the board, but we'll work on it. And like I said, I told them today, we're going to put the best 11 guys out there, whether it's a freshman or a senior. And that's my job, and we're going to get them there, and we're going to come out and we're going to give Norfolk all we got. I'm sure they're a little bit scorned after last year because we got the ball and drove down the field and scored and beat them right at the end.
That's what I love to hear. And of course, you said that the quit never dies. You even saw, no matter how bad it looked, no matter how many mistakes were converted on Lincoln East side, they kept battling and they kept it as close down to the wire as they can. Coach, as always, thank you so much. Can't wait to see you next week. And I can't also wait to see this team take again another step in the right direction. And, we talk about, week after week, this still is a really young team. This is some untreaded water for North Platte in some time, having so many new faces on the offensive side. So I just can't wait to continue to see how not only they grow going into next week, but through the rest of the season.
Yeah, we have 19 guys now that have 2 games of experience under their belt. There's probably not a lot of teams out there that can say the same thing with that many guys with that few reps. But you know what? We grew this week, and we look forward to growing next week and putting a little bit better product on the field for our home fans to come see.
Coach, as always, thank you so much for stopping on by. Can't wait to see you next week. Safe travels back, and I might see you on the road every now
All
and
right.
then.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Head coach Kurt Altig, North Platte High football. We'll step aside here, of course, on our quick stop post-game show. We come back. We'll talk some more statistics and get you lined up for next week's game against Norfolk.
Try Runza's Lemonade Refreshers, powered by plant-based natural caffeine. And they come in 4 delicious flavors: pomegranate passion, mango mojo, prickly pear, and watermelon wild. Why do you keep doing that?
These refreshers are just so refreshing.
But you don't have to make that noise every time. Try Runza's Lemonade Refreshers. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
We paid vacation after a year, quarterly dinners, benefits, and an opportunity to be part of an amazing team. Sound too good to be true? Are you organized, detail-oriented, great at multitasking? Do you have at least 6 months cash handling experience? If so, the North Platte Union Pacific Employees Credit Union is looking to add to their team with an opening for a full-time teller position. These hours will vary with a rotating Saturday once a month. If interested, please send your resume to upemployees@upemployeescu.com or drop off at 420 Rodeo Road.
That's why
Time. Bill Summers Ford Honda Nissan during their kickoff sales event. Let's play some football. Score big with winning deals and tackle fall savings on over 300 new and pre-owned vehicles right on the lot. Don't miss your chance to drive home a victory. Only at Bill Summers Ford Honda Nissan. Ready to score? Stop today or visit BillSummers.com 24/7. And you'll be a winner.
For over 85 years, Farm Bureau Financial Services agents have built relationships with you, one conversation at a time. And we're as committed as ever to providing you with that level of service. As part of your community, we're here for you, answering insurance questions and helping make sure your financial goals are on track.
In North Platte, visit Jay Engel at fbfs.com/find-and-agent.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Here's Dr. Tom Pratt from Pratt Dental in North Platte. Tell us about BioClear.
This is a way of restoring teeth where we're not talking crowns or veneers. It's a single visit restoration that feels stronger. It feels more reinforced. It feels more invested in the tooth.
So how's the feedback?
Patients have been very happy with it. I get a lot of them that say, you were never allowed to do anything else. That's what it's all about.
Pratt Dental
Oh.
in South Willow. Find more information online, prattdental.com. North Platte Post Sports.
Go back here to, yes, it is Seacrest Activity Center, FM 98.1, AM 1410. Thank you, as always, to head coach Kurt Altig coming up to talk with us on our La Casa del Rios coaches interview. We, of course, went through the schedule for the next couple of weeks. We'll bring that right back up for anybody who missed out on that schedule. So here is what the next week will be looking like for the Dogs as I clear through all my other things to make sure you guys can see. But this is what not only next week, but the week after will look like. You're at home against Norfolk, traveling to Lincoln Northeast, and then at home against Columbus. So a softer, I say in air quotes, softer part of the schedule, which I think comes at a good time. This young team has gotten through 2 games of the season, as he said, 19 guys that have gotten through their first 2 games of varsity football. We kind of forget about that. We talk about the loss to Kearney last week, 38-0, the 24-0 loss, and and of course, coach is very hard not only on himself but the team as well. But we can't forget that this team only has only 2 games under their belt at most positions. I think the only people you can talk about who haven't had that are Blake Hawkinson, Trey Burke, and Jake Kincaid from all that I can know. So a lot of these guys are really getting their first varsity reps ever. And there's going to be bound to be, pumps and earthquakes and a lot of bad before it gets good. You know what they always say? Rains before the rainbow. It rains before the rainbow. So you got Norfolk next week at home. You travel against a Rockets team that you've had success for 5-6 years now. And then you take on Columbus, who has been topsy-turvy in terms of who has the upper hand. Last year was Columbus. The year prior was North Platte. So there's opportunity here in these next 3 weeks to not only continue to grow as we've seen, but also take some victories and maybe build some momentum. Because while there was a lot of things that we can talk about negative in terms of penalties, the turnover battle, and really sometimes just people not making the right read or block, I think holistically there's really positive things you can take away from this game. The defense, once again, for a second week, I thought played really, really well. I know they gave up 38 points against Kearney, but if you look at certain points in that game when they were competitive and, the core defense wasn't out there 24/7 and wearing itself down, that Kearney team was really struggling to move the ball. Same thing here with Lincoln East. You go into halftime trailing by 14 and then finish the game trailing by 24. It's not like, Lincoln East Wally mopped you the rest of the way. The Dogs defense played really, really well through 4 quarters. It's just unfortunate the offense was not able to help pick up some of that load to keep, this game pretty close. And that's what's going to be interesting in the next couple of weeks. What are they going to do offensively, North Platte, to I can't say right the ship because I don't really think anything's wrong at the moment. I think it's just a lot of young guys trying to feel out varsity football and also at the same time make some plays, which then comes with penalties and mistakes. It's more about, you know, after these first 2 games, can the offense learn from those mistakes and take a good step forward, find that right read, find that right block, make the right play? It'll be interesting to see, as you said, they're going to be moving around a lot of guys. They're going to be trying some new things out with players in different positions. So we'll see what it looks like, but I'm still encouraged by what I saw, even if in totality it was not the prettiest of games for North Platte holistically. I still took away some really positive things, and I'm still really excited about what this young team can do because, again, it's still 2 games into the season. Some of these, not even some, a majority of these starters only getting their second game completed right now. And we'll just see what they can do in the future. It'll be interesting to see as we, of course, jump into our game stats here for the day. It will not look pretty if you are a North Platte fan, as it just tough one overall is how he would say it. Giving up a total of 371 offensive yards total against Lincoln East, 69 on the ground, 102 through the air combined from Ryan Manning as well as Turner Wilkie. For North Platte offense, 20 passing, 73 rushing, 93 total yards alongside 2 turnovers. But really, again, a lot of this rushing yards would be so much more if it wasn't for them getting called back due to penalties. So again, 1 step forward, 2 steps back today, but I'm excited to see what they can do over this next week of practice to get prepared for next week. For Carl Anderson, I'm Paxton Gordon. That was our Quick Stop post-game show. 27 locations open 24 hours a day. Quick Stop, always open right around the corner. Again, North Platte welcoming in Norfolk next week for their second home game of 2025. Can they pick up their first victory? I have some good faith that they might be able to. So we'll see you next week. We'll drive safe. I'll actually first see all of you guys on Tuesday at North Platte Community College when the Knights take on York JV at 7 o'clock. That is our Quick Stop pregame, of course, at 6:50 live on FM 98.1 and AM 1410. It was a 24-0 victory for Lincoln East and the Spartans on our State Farm agent, Bobby Holst scoreboard. See you all on Tuesday, and if you traveled out here to Lincoln, safe travels going back home.